After a big win last week against the McLean County Cougars, Grayson County has one more test before that brand new district opens up. It is arch rival Butler County making the trip up to Morgantown. The Bears have won 4 out of the last 5, but enter this game on a 2-game losing streak. A big rivalry in store here tonight. And a good evening and welcome here to Grayson County High School for tonight's coverage of Cougar football on K105. Sam Gormley and the former Cougar quarterback Kaylor Decker with you. And Kaylor, Grayson County, Butler County, you said it last week. This one means more than Edmondson to a lot of these kids on this team.
It does, especially between the last time that this team was down here. If these kids were on that team, it means a lot more than the kids that weren't even on this team.
This Butler County team's a lot different.
Yes.
I mean, even from both of those teams. 2 years ago, Jagger Henderson and Solomon Fleener, it's as good as the duo as you're going to find. Last year, you had the big running back, Dunnels, and then you also had Brody Hunt, who is doing everything. They're a little different this year. We'll introduce you to them as the game goes along. Last week, though, Grayson County had one of their best games in a while, with also making some mistakes. They defeated McLean County 27-8, 2-1 on the season. And games played here in Leitchfield against the Bears, 9-7 is Grayson County. Of course, this is the last game before district play when it actually matters, which puts a little bit more emphasis on this game, doesn't it?
Yeah, I think this is a good, really high-pressure situation to get yourself warmed up for that new district. Yes, this game technically doesn't count for the district, but you want to win this game and be coming off a good roll of momentum going into next week. Especially when you look ahead to your game next week against Louisville Moore, who is on a 3-game winning streak. They don't play tonight, so they are going to be 3-0, feeling real good about themselves. You also want to be feeling good about themselves as well. Butler County enters the 1-2 record. They defeated Russellville in the opener and have lost to Webster County and Warren Central. Bears have won 4 of the last 5 against Grayson. They're looking for their first 3-game winning streak in this series since 1996-98. Bears moving up to Class 3A. They also open district play next week, so they're thinking the same thing, that they want to get a win, especially because they open up at Hart County next week, who might be the favorite to win that district. Joining them is Adair County, Franklin Simpson, and Glasgow. Coming up on our locker room show, we'll introduce you to both teams. Talk to the head coach of the Cougars, Brian Jones, give you the keys to victory. That comes up and more right here on K105.
Connection builds community. It grows the minds of future citizens and leaders. Connection teaches. It encourages. It builds confidence through relationships, through partnerships, through small daily acts, through high-impact programs at all levels. Connection says together, we can.
The one thing I know about Grayson County Schools, when you get the right people going in the right direction, anything's possible.
We are GC Connected.
Here's a simple truth about higher education.
If pursuing your purpose, doing what you really care about matters.
If having a rewarding career matters.
If a better financial future for you and your family matters.
Then higher education matters. A brighter future is within your reach. Find out how at kyhigheredmatters.org. Brought to you by this station and the Kentucky Broadcasters Association.
Are you looking for the best building materials in Leitchfield? Look no further than Future Designs Building Materials. The builder's choice on Quarry Road has everything you need to build your dream home. Jim writes, "I'm so glad I came to Future Designs for my new roof. The staff was so helpful and knowledgeable, and they made sure I got the right materials for my needs. Thanks, Jim." Future Designs is more than just a building materials store. Future Designs Building Materials on Quarry Road in Litchfield. FDBM.net.
Building on experience.
Does the nagging pain of a sore knee, shoulder, or hip keep you from doing the things you love? Lose the pain and get back in the game with the help of Owensboro Health Orthopedics and Sports Medicine. Located at Twin Lakes Medical Center, Dr. Isaac Miller and Dr. Ted Rogers are your local experts for hip, knee, and shoulder problems, from minor sprains to advanced procedures. Learn more and schedule online at owensborohealth.org/ortho.
Employer.
Cougar football on K105.
Welcome back here to Grayson County High School, where the Cougars are about to take on the Bears of Butler County. Butler County enters the record of 1-2. Garrett Phelps, the starting quarterback, 28-59 passing, 363 yards, 3 touchdowns, 7 interceptions. And Kaylor, 7 interceptions through 3 games. That's a lot.
Yeah, that means you've passed a lot to begin with, and number two, you're taking 50-50 shots is what it also because I've watched film on them. He's taking those 50-50 balls, and those receivers just aren't winning. It's the DBs go up and they go over the receiver and catch it. It's not that he's making bad reads. It's more the DBs were more athletic in that situation.
Phelps is athletic, 27 times for 86 yards and a team-high 4 touchdowns on the ground this season. Last year, he was their starting quarterback as well. He passed for 900 yards, 7 touchdowns, and 6 interceptions. Against the Cougars, 5 of 8 passing for 116 yards and a touchdown. If you remember the story of last year's game, big plays for Butler County. Gage Beasley is the leading rusher, 19 carries for 104 yards and a touchdown. Lonnie Phelps is more of the Dunnels running back, where he's more of your bruiser. 22 attempts for 94 yards and a touchdown. Trevor Joyner, number 3, will also be in the backfield. 30 rushes for 81 yards and a pair of touchdowns. Beasley is also their leading receiver, 10 grabs for 184 yards and a pair of touchdowns. I kind of describe Beasley as their version of Jaron Van Meter, where he'll be out wide, they'll line him up in the slot, running back, left tackle, whatever it might be that might be needed. He's that kind of guy. Joyner, 7 catches for 64 yards, and you got a couple of others that are scattered throughout. Scoring offense for Butler has been very consistent. They're averaging 27.7 points per game, and in those 3 games, 29, 28, 26. It's pretty darn consistent for them. So for Grayson, score 30 and you'll win the game.
Exactly. I mean, I prefer him not get over 7, but
maybe even just hold him on a big old goose egg like that. Gage Beasley does have a kickoff return for a touchdown this year. The defense for Butler County has been the biggest question mark. 34 points per game in the last 2 weeks against Webster County and then also against Warren Central. 95 combined points. That's
almost
not going to get it done because that Russellville game, they held them to 7. So that's where the stats can be a little bit misleading. But you look the past 2 games, very misleading. Pass defense, 72 yards per game through the air. That's also misleading because Webster County didn't attempt to pass in that game. So, again, shows that the secondary is a little susceptible as well. Rush defense, 154.3 rushing yards a game. They've given up 200-plus in the last 2 games, though, which for the Cougar running backs has to feel pretty good.
Yeah.
They are susceptible to take away the ball. 9 turnovers, 4 interceptions, and 5 fumble recoveries through only 3 games. Garrett Phelps and Gage Beasley each have a pair of interceptions. Everson Padilla is the kicker. Cougars had the big win last week against McLean County. We'll take a break, introduce you to them after this. This is Cougar Football on K105.
For the more than 1 million people living with Parkinson's disease, the Parkinson's Foundation celebrates movement at Moving Day. A movement toward life-saving resources. Movement toward advancing research and care. Movement toward a better life. We care. We fight. We move to beat Parkinson's. Move with us at movingdaywalk.org.
When I found out my son was addicted to opiates, I didn't know where to turn. Now I know there's help. And you can call, whether you're a family member, a sibling, or the person with the addiction. And the number is 1-833-8-KY-HELP. Call for the resources. They're going to help you with compassion and care and the knowledge of what's available to get you the help you need.
The governor has declared a state of emergency and evacuation is now underway as the storm approaches. The National Weather Service has issued a warning as it monitors this storm. Those in the following counties therefore should seek
Convoy of Hope is ready to help you prepare for the next storm. Visit convoy.org/prepare.
No matter what you're up against, we have your back.
We are United Way.
We are neighbors, helping neighbors.
In communities around the world, when disaster strikes,
we get you back on your feet.
We help children build brighter futures.
We've been here for over 135 years.
But now, our work is more important than ever.
Join us.
Join your neighbors.
Join United Way.
Cougar Football on K105.
Welcome back to Cougar Stadium. Grayson County and Butler County about ready to get underway. Cougs picked up the big win last week against McLean County. Colby Chafin's the starting quarterback this season, 14 of 30, 179 yards, 2 touchdowns, and 4 interceptions. And Kayla, the thing with his interceptions is 4 too many.
Yeah.
But the first one against Edmonson County was probably a bad interception.
Yes.
Maybe the pick 6 against Marshall County, but his 2 last week weren't really bad play.
No. Especially the first one. That's one where your receiver it hit Grayson in the face. Your receiver has to make that play. And then the second one down on the goal line, that's a situation. It's 4th down. You know you got to throw it. A pickaxe is actually a better situation for us.
Especially when he took it out of the end zone.
He took it out. So, there's only been one true bad pick. Probably 2. 2 of those 4 were bad.
Chafin's rushed the ball 23 times for 93 yards. After averaging nearly 7 yards a rush against Marshall, only carried the ball 3 times last week. I know that Brian Jones said that he didn't really want Colby to go all the way in on rushing the ball too much because, as we talked last week, self-preservation is one of the most important things as a quarterback.
Yeah, it is. That's where you see the guys in the NFL, they'll go out of bounds, they slide, and you'll see Colby, he doesn't like to do that necessarily, so trying to limit as many times as he has the opportunity to hurt himself is the key.
And that's tough for a quarterback to learn. Caden Hanshaw, leading rusher on the team, 47 carries, 356 yards, and 2 touchdowns. He had that 81-yard rushing touchdown last week, which was the longest play from scrimmage since Qdarius had his 93-yard touchdown rush against Muhlenberg County. You'll hear in the interview here in a second that Coach Jones thought it was Hunter Felty 2 years ago against Graves County, but that one, was only about 76 yards. So technically, Caden's was just a little bit longer. Ethan Mudd was fantastic last week. He's rushed 19 times for 117 yards and a touchdown. Most of that came last week against McLean County. Jaron Van Meter, just does everything. He's 9 carries, 40 yards, 5 catches, 70 yards.
He was a lead blocker last week, too.
He does a little bit of everything. I know that on our morning show this morning, Mark, he described it. He said that, right now Superman wears Jaron Van Meter pajamas when he goes to bed at night.
If you go back and watch how well he played defensively, all around that game was the best game I've seen him play his whole career.
Hanshaw, 4 passes for 38 yards. Kenton Cornwell had the 3 catches against Edmonson County. The scoring offense, 20.3 points per game. Red zone only 7 of 13 this year. That's something that is going to have to get better as this year goes along. The defense, after having a good game against Edmonson, I'd say pretty decent, not so good against Marshall County, was fantastic.
Yes.
I think last week is really one play. One play was the bad play of the game, and then you make a play to save it from being a touchdown in that. Rush defense allowing 180.7 yards per game. They allowed McLean County to 135 rushing yards last week. If you take out that 75-yard run, held them at 2.5 yards a rush. You do that to good teams, you are going to win a lot of games. Pass defense averaging 46.7 yards per game, but again, limited passing that the Cougars have faced. Van Meter, you touched on it, 26 tackles and a tackle for a loss. They forced 6 turnovers on the year. Lane Beasley will handle the kicking duties. Brian Jones, the head coach, will get to take a break, talk to him, get his thoughts on the matchup after this. It's Cougar Football on K105.
The doctor said I had a 29% chance to find a blood stem cell donor. But I knew you were out there. And when we matched, it was the best day ever. Dear donor, your blood stem cells saved me from leukemia. Thank you forever and ever and ever.
Experience the true joy of saving a life at BeTheMatch.org.
The governor has declared a state of emergency, and evacuation is now underway as the storm approaches. The National Weather Service has issued a warning as it monitors this storm. Move to the following counties therefore should seek.
Convoy of Hope is ready to help you prepare for the next storm. Visit convoy.org/prepare.
Cougar football on K105.
Welcome back to the Locker Room Show here on K105. Sam Wormley now joined by the head coach of the Grayson County Cougars, head coach Brian Jones. Coach, we talked before the game last week about that game pretty much being won in the trenches, and you all did that. When you went back and watched film, what made it so successful?
I think just that. I mean, physicality, playing to the whistle, trying to control the line of scrimmage and move it in our favor. Offensively, we got to get a push and create a positive line of scrimmage, and on the other side of it, we want to create a slight negative line of scrimmage. Now, we don't want to get too far upfield because that can cause issues as well. And I just think guys played the way that we've been trying to coach them to play, and things started to click. And, we were close to firing on all cylinders and played a good football game.
Caden's play was the longest play from scrimmage. I can put you on the spot. Do you know when the longest play of 81 or longer?
It would have been last year with Hunter Felty against Graves County.
Did he have that long of a run? Okay, I was going to say, I was going to say Q back in 2018 had one of 93 yards. But Caden has that big play ability. What can that do to an offense?
Well, number one, it never really kind of puts you out of it if things aren't really going your way. And before, I felt like, if we got more than a touchdown down, we were really kind of starting to slip away because we struggle to score fast, and it's our makeup is to control the clock and run the ball and clock management and field position and different things like that. But now we've got that one hitter quitter that and I feel like Ethan Mudd can kind of do the same thing. He runs well, Jaron runs well. We've got some athletes that can stretch the field both vertically and horizontally and get out in space and be just that, be an athlete. And so I think it just makes our offense a little bit more potent. You got to respect us in multiple ways, and that's nice to have in your back pocket as a play caller.
We talk a lot about Jaron offensively, but an argument could be made that he might even be better on the defensive side of the ball as a player. How has he improved with that aspect of his game?
Well, maturity, strength are two big things of it. Reps, and I don't know that there's anybody, with the exception of Sawyer, that's had as much field experience as him. And there's something to be said for that, seeing things live and that kind of stuff. And he's just a super coachable kid. So if he makes a mistake and you coach him up and try to correct it, the next time, generally speaking, he's going to do it the way that you're asking it to be done. And so, a combination of all those things just turns him into a really, really dangerous football player for us. He's somebody we want on the field as much as possible. With the scare at Edmonson County, it's had us rethink a few things, and we try to get him off the field some when we can. And we changed our practice approach with him some on some days and things like that, because we need him in October and November as well. And so he just all around, the mental aspect of his game is, I think, what separates him the most from most high school kids. He's just got a disregard for his own well-being for love of the game. And he loves the physicality part of it, and he thrives on it, feeds on it, and he's kind of that throwback football player like a Mason Miller that we had a few years ago. And those guys are really fun to coach, because a couple times a game they're going to do something that's probably going to drop your jaw a little bit and make you go, wow. And he's that guy for us this year. He kind of sets the tone and the energy for us, and he's just dangerous all over the place.
We touched on this last week after the game, but it's no secret. This is a rivalry game this week, and for some kids that are standing in the locker room over there, it might be a bigger rival than Edmonson County. When you think back to that Edmonson County, one of the biggest differences in that game was Edmonson had multiple penalties of what I classify as extracurriculars, things you don't want to see. How do you make sure your team does the same thing as they did last time and not reciprocate?
Well, I number one, I think that's a program culture thing. I don't feel like that's ever been something that's plagued us. Not to say that we've never gotten involved in something. In one of our scrimmages, kid gets slung down late and we get up and throw the ball, and it happens occasionally in the heat of the moment. But I think that's something that is is learned from day one when a kid enters the program of this is how we act, this is how we conduct ourselves, and this is who we are. And I think that's been established here long before I was ever here. I think that dates back into the Ed Smart area, and maybe even previous to him, I'm not sure, but it's just not how we play the game. We want to play within the rules. We want to be physical, don't get me wrong. We want it to be a fight per se, but we want it to be within the rules of the game. And I feel like our kids have always done a really good job of trying to do just that. Keep it legal, keep it between the whistles, keep it between the lines, and let's go at it. But I don't feel like that's anything that's ever really caused us issues. Now, I know occasionally, we get a guy here or there that may chirp a little bit, but usually between teammates and coaches, that gets straightened up pretty quick. And so I've never really been something that we've harped on a whole lot because it's an everyday thing for us of how we're going to behave and how we're going to act in the classroom, in the hallway, in the community, on the field, in the weight room. Everywhere we go, we've got a standard that we're trying to maintain and uphold, and tonight's no different.
Butler County has a similar opponent as far as Webster County. They played them 2 weeks ago. You scrimmaged them. Does it mean anything, or since it's a scrimmage, you got to really throw it out?
Well, I think from the scrimmage aspect of it, there's some things that we're probably not going to do, some things that they're probably not going to do. And if you go back and watch that game, anything and everything that could have went wrong for Butler did. They gave up 2 pick sixes, I think multiple kickoff returns for touchdowns, other turnovers. It was just ugly. And so, you can't expect all those things to happen week in and week out. It just, for them, they probably chalk it up to, well, that's about as bad as it can get kind of deal. And so, you want to look at some things, how they play certain plays or how certain plays that Webster may have done affected them. But in the big scheme of things, with it being a scrimmage and all the things that went wrong, it's hard to get a whole lot out of that.
How do you move the ball against this Butler County team, and in turn, how do you pick up the win?
Well, they're going to be very aggressive in the secondary. Corners play pressed up on the line of scrimmage. So we're going to have to do a good job of getting off the ball in the pass game. But ultimately, it's going to come down to those guys on the line of scrimmage. We've got to be able to protect. We've got to be able to run block. And if we can do those things, we'll control the clock, we'll control the field position, and we'll control this game. So always I'm a firm believer in games are won and lost up front. And I think we'll get some of those one-on-one situations that we talked about last week with McLean. Similar defense, not quite the same, but similar. So we'll be putting some of those one-on-one battles, and we're going to have to win those matchups.
Coach, good luck. More on the Locker Room Show comes up after this.
Are you ready to help your family get prepared for the unexpected? Here we go! Ladybug and Cat Noir know how important it is to be ready, because you never know when Hawkmoth is going to strike or a disaster will hit. And you don't need miraculous powers. Just put those planning skills you already have to good use. Make a plan that will help you and your family be ready when emergencies happen. Ready Kids can help. Get started at ready.gov/kids.
Cougar football on K105.
Welcome back here to Grayson County High School, where the Cougars and Bears are just about 5 minutes away from kicking off. Grayson County's won the toss. They want the football here to open up. Kaylor, your keys to victory here for the Cougs.
I've got one, honestly, and it's going to apply to all 3 sides of the ball, and it's start hot, punch them in the mouth. We've been all 3 games this year, we've kind of started slow. I want to see us come out and put 48 straight minutes of the football that I saw last week together.
Yeah, because if they play from about the start of the second quarter to really, if you take those middle 2 quarters and you put that, maybe you throw in the first drive of the second half against Marshall County, this team can beat anybody.
Yeah.
That they will play until you get deep into the playoffs, and then at that point, it doesn't particularly matter. Butler County's taking the field right now, as Grayson County is taking the field right now, as well as the Cougs take the field. Gotta love it. That'll lead us in to taking a break. Grayson and Butler County comes up next here on K105.
Are you looking for the best building materials in Leitchfield? Look no further than Future Designs Building Materials. The builder's choice on Quarry Road has everything you need to build your dream home. Jim writes, I'm so glad I came to Future Designs for my new roof. The staff was so helpful and knowledgeable, and they made sure I got the right materials for my needs. Thanks, Jim. Future Designs is more than just a building materials store. Future Designs Building Materials on Quarry Road in Litchfield. FDBM.net.
Building on experience.
Look around your home, and there's probably something that was made right here in Leitchfield. Leggett & Platt is a worldwide corporation making a wide range of products, including sofa sleeper and reclining hardware assemblies here at home. A portion of your Ashley, Lazy Boy, or England furniture might have been made by one of your neighbors. Join the Leggett & Platt team today. We're a one-shift operation with competitive wages. Our motto is, we work hard so you can rest easy. Leggett & Platt is an equal opportunity, affirmative action, veteran and disability employer.
I'm not here to fire you up. If you're not already fired up, you shouldn't be in this room. If this victory isn't worth all you have to give, then leave. But now, right now is your chance to be a part of a victory the world will remember forever.
It's time for football here at Grayson County High School between the Grayson County Cougars and the Butler County Bears. We're starting a couple of minutes early, so we're going to join you as the opening kick comes from Butler County. It's short, run down underneath by Jaron Van Meter at the 25-yard line, right up the middle as he crosses the 35-yard line, up across the 40, right up the middle of a return of about 22 yards for Grayson County, and our radio coverage now joins us. Cougars started early, and because of that are going to have the ball placed in their own 42-yard line. Colby Chaffins trots out to lead this Grayson County team out onto the field. Chaffins on the season, 14 of 30, 179 yards, 2 touchdowns, and 4 interceptions. They started early. Butler County was ready to roll. Grayson County was ready to roll. Sam Gormley and Kaylor Decker with you. Chaffins going to start out in the gun. Trips down here. Actually, you got 4 wide receivers down here to the near side of the field. No one off to the right side. His ball's placed right in the middle of the field. Handoff on the sweep play to Hanshaw. He turns the corner out down this near side of the field. He crosses the 45 to the 50, sidesteps out of bounds as he gets down to about the 46-yard line. Big gain already of about 14 yards. And that's a first down for Grayson County. Let's meet the starting lineup for this Grayson County team. Your offensive line today is going to be Sawyer Drake, Matthew Phillips, Weston Green, Caleb Hubry, and Winston Woosley is your offensive line. Your receivers of Chaffins, Carroll, Kinney, Van Meter, and then you also have Caden Hanshaw in the backfield as well. That's your starting lineup for Grayson County. Good start already for Cougars, Kaylor.
Yep. I mean, I went back and watched film last week on a play similar to that to start the game. Caden cut it up way too early.
He did a nice sweep there. A couple of running backs in the backfield with Chaffins, first down and 10 at the Butler 46-yard line. Handoff left side on the run. Getting across the 45-yard line. That's Ethan Mudd in there for the first time. Down to about the 39 or the 38-yard line. It's an 8-yard pickup for Ethan Mudd, and it'll bring up second down and 2. Ethan Mudd, you touched on it. That's lightning and thunder.
Yep.
And that was a thunderous run there for Grayson County to start off with here in this game. Bring up second down and 2 for the Cougars. Ball placed on the 38-yard line. Butler County, we touched on it, struggles stopping the ball. They've allowed 95 total points in their last 2 games. Mudd out to the right side. He's in the slot. Handoff Hanshaw on the give. Right side, big hole right up the middle. He crosses the 30-yard line. Blocker in front of him. Gets down inside the 25-yard line. Down to about the 22. That's a 16-yard pickup for Caden Hanshaw. And the Cougs are moving the chains again. First down, Grayson County.
I like this kind of football. Just there's nothing more infuriating for a defense whenever they know you're going to line up, run it down their throat, and they can't stop it.
Ball officially gets down to the 22-yard line of Grayson County. It'll bring up first down and 10. Butler County immediately going with some new substitutions on defense as well, as a freshman, Kanan Vincent, comes in off the line to join in that linebacker crew. He's a big kid, 6'4", as a freshman for Butler County.
Yeah.
Chaffins shifts Van Meter to the right side of the line to the left side. Ball placed in the near hash, first down and 10. Grayson, Hanshaw on the give up the middle, and he's wrapped up at the line of scrimmage, driven backwards. He just kept those legs churning as Xander Stokes had him wrapped up at first, and he had to have Lonnie Phelps come in to help him. And it'll be, looks like no gain on the run for Hanshaw. And that's almost an impressive run there for Hanshaw to get 0.
Yeah, I mean, that's not many times people can say, good job getting 0. Because, I mean, but that play was shot dead to rights, and he did a good job just staying at the line of scrimmage.
He kind of looked like Roadrunner there, too, just continuing to spin those legs. But as a running back, that's exactly what you want to do. Second down and 10. Ball placed on the Butler County 22-yard line. Grayson County going to send, looks like we got pretty much 4 wide receivers again to the right side as Mudd, Van Meter, Chaffins, and Carroll off to the right side. Hanshaw, sweet play right side, blockers around that corner inside the 15-yard line, lowers the shoulder, runs over a Butler County man getting down near that 10-yard line. It might have been Lonnie Phelps that Caden Hanshaw just lowered his shoulder and trucked him. I think he might have heard that we were calling Ethan Mudd Thunder, and he says, I got a little thunder in him too.
I mean, I guess the lightning creates the thunder, so.
13-yard line is where the ball goes, 9 yards officially for Caden Hanshaw. Actually, no, it's a little bit closer than that. It's really it is third down and inches for the Cougs here on this play. Chaffins in the gun, trips to the left side. Running back to his right is Hanshaw. It is Hanshaw on the sweep play near side, inside the 10, inside the 5, and he goes into the end zone, but a penalty flag comes in. Touchdown Cougars. But we'll have to see what this might be, and I think it might be a hold right before he crosses the line.
If it's a spot foul, it still should be a first down. Because
it is holding called against the Cougars, and that'll drive Grayson County back, and that hurts because
it's a spot foul, I think.
It is, but
I don't know if they'll give us the first down because of it.
No, they're going to move it back. It's going to be third down and 11.
I don't know that I like that call. I didn't really see it on the edge.
But here's, if anything, too, he's going to score no matter what.
Yeah.
Like
that play wasn't that hold was not influential on the play at all. He was by him.
Third down and 10. For Grayson now, and we've seen this at times in the red zone where the Cougars shoot themselves in the foot, and we have a whistle blown, and Brian Jones, I think, is asking why it's not a spot foul.
Exactly, and that's what I was thinking, too.
And now they're going to have to rediscuss this. It's probably going to be third down and a couple, because I think if it was spot foul, it's probably thrown, at about the 5?
About the 5, so it'd be about the 15. So
you're looking third down and 3.
Third 4, third 3. And that's a huge difference from third and 11.
Because
you can run the ball.
Yep, they are going to move it.
That's what I thought.
And it's the right call.
Yep.
And they're going to place it
at the 5.
At the 4. Even 4.5. So
about
move this around
third
here.
And 2-ish.
Third and about 2 here for Grayson County. And now you're back into 4-down territory. Yeah. You were in 4-down territory probably regardless, but you're in a lot more comfortable.
Oh wow, they moved it up even more.
It is. Yeah, now it is truly to the. I mean, it's third down and 1 now. You're down to the 13-yard line.
I'd say run the same play again.
They haven't stop it right away.
No.
They're going to bunch it up. Van Meter is the fullback in the I formation. Van Meter the fullback, Hanshaw the deep back. 2 down here to the near side. Third down and 1. Hanshaw handoff up the middle. He's hit at the line of scrimmage, and he might have gotten just enough to get that first down. Far side judge says that he got it. Near side judge appears that he got it as well. He needed 1.
He got it.
He got 1. Well, head officials coming to look.
You have a 6'2" quarterback.
First down.
Yep. I was about to say, if you didn't get it, you have a 6'2" quarterback. You better be sneaking this.
First down and 10 for Grayson County. 7:50 and counting left here in the opening quarter of play. No score from Grayson County High School, but the Cougs are knocking on the door. In the red zone this year, they've not been good. 20 of 26 last year, 7 of 13 this year. That's got to get better.
Yeah.
When you're almost 50%,
you're leaving a lot of points on the board.
A lot of points on the board. Sweet play near side. Hanshaw makes one man miss, makes a second man miss. He turns upfield at the 10-yard line. And did the ball come out? No. As he gets down to about the 6-yard line, picks up about 7 on the run. That was a long way to get 7.
I don't even know if that was 7.
Maybe 6.
Yeah. 5.
I'd say probably 2nd and 4 here coming up because the ball's at the 5, needs to get down to the 1.
Peyton said 5. I don't know that it's 5. That looks
he
4.
struggles counting sometimes.
Yeah, I mean that looks 4.
Yeah, we're going to say 2nd and 4. Yeah, it's definitely 4 because the ball needs to get down to the 1. 2nd down and 4. Kenny shifts, Eric Chaffins rather, that shifts down here to the near side of the field. Got a pair of wide receivers. Shane Hall is in as well. Shotgun formation, Chaffins. Hanshaw to the right. Hanshaw on the give, up the middle, lowers the shoulder, dives towards the goal line, and he is short, but actually he's going to be short of the first down marker as well. That'll bring up 3rd down. Looks like he gets down to about the 2.5, and he needed to get to the 2. And it will bring up 3rd down and 1. I'd keep running that same thing.
They got the first down.
They did. They moved the chains. So he got just enough.
You got 4 downs to get 2 yards.
And I'd just keep doing the same thing.
Get it in your power eye and just let it go. We might have the smallest power eye to ever grace a football field, but
unless they have put Sawyer Drake back there at times,
yeah.
And that does.
Yep, there he is.
And right on cue, they do it. Power eye, Van Meter, and Drake are the blockers for Hanshaw, who is the deep back. Extra blocker on the right side of that line for Grayson County as well. Chaffins under center. 1st down and goal from the 2-yard line. Handoff Hanshaw. He'll go in untouched. Touchdown Cougars from 2 yards out with 5:52 to go here in the first quarter. The fireworks bursting into the air as well. Hanshaw carries one in from 2 yards out. And here comes the extra point attempt from Lane Beasley, who's been 3 of 6 this year. And Kaylor, when he's got the ball on a good snap, he's been good. Those 3 of 6, it's been blocks because of bad snaps. Here it comes. Grayson has a 6-0 lead, trying to make it 7-0. Good snap, good hold. Kick is long enough, and it is no good. Wide right. Grayson County leads 6-0. 5 minutes and 52 seconds left in the first quarter. It's Cougar football on K105.
Does the nagging pain of a sore knee, shoulder, or hip keep you from doing the things you love? Lose the pain and get back in the game with the help of Owensboro Health Orthopedics and Sports Medicine. Located at Twin Lakes Medical Center, Dr. Isaac Miller and Dr. Ted Rogers are your local experts for hip, knee, and shoulder problems, from minor sprains to advanced procedures. Learn more and schedule online at owensborohealth.org/ortho.
Governor has declared a state of emergency, and evacuation is now underway as the storm approaches. The National Weather Service has issued a warning as it monitors the storm. Includes the following counties that are portion sequence.
Convoy of Hope is ready to help you prepare for the next storm. Visit convoy.org/prepare.
Great start for Grayson County. They have the 6-0 lead. 5 minutes and 52 seconds left here in the first quarter. Butler County didn't have an answer defensively at all for this Grayson County team.
That's a 6 minute and 8 second drive, just putting the ball down their throat. I love it.
And they said, stop it.
And they couldn't.
They had 1 or 2 plays they stopped it, but then a couple of big plays as well. Lane Beasley on to kick. It's a short pooch kick that is bobbled by Butler County. Loose ball, and Grayson County says they got it. Do they? They do! Falling down on it was guess who? Jaron Van Meter. As trying to catch it over his shoulder was Tucker DeJarnette. And because of that, Grayson County's going to have the ball, and a little slow to get up after the play is Jay Peralta. It's one of those plays that's dangerous because you got players who are just diving in, trying to make a play, but Van Meter comes down with it. Grayson County's going to get the ball after the unintentional onside kick. Maybe the best kind. 5:50 left.
That's a hard kick to get to. I mean, that found the perfect hole.
And it was something that Butler County dealt with last week because their kick returner, who's Gage Beasley, had a kickoff return for a touchdown earlier this year. They're learning that he's a great athlete. And when you have great athletes,
people don't want to kick to him.
No. You've seen that with Jaron Van Meter's been kicked away from. But Grayson's lucky is that some of their upbacks have the talent.
Yes.
As well. Jay Peralta down on a knee for Butler County. Peralta is the senior. He's a talented player. Has 3 catches on the year, 13 rushes for 37 yards, and he's being walked off with members of the Butler County coaching staff, including Brandon Embry, 6-year head coach, 18-34. Embry was promoted after previously being their defensive coordinator. He's a Butler County and through, played there, and so on.
Well, that's a scary injury because he's hobbling. Yeah, I mean, that looks like it could possibly be a concussion. I hope it's not, but that doesn't look good, especially in those situations where you're diving head first.
It's either that or it's a knee of some sort or a leg.
Hopefully, I don't want to...
Either one of them, really, because they're both bad in their own route.
Yeah.
Grayson has it, 34-yard line of Butler County. Cougs have it. Might see the ball go through the air here. Chafin's in the gun. High snap, fakes the handoff, throws it right over the middle. Pass complete, absorbing the contact down to the 25-yard line. Big play there on the play action. It works great and found Grayson Chafin's over the middle.
Yeah, that was a good RPO. Great. Colby made a good read, saw the linebacker fly up. Grayson did a good job sitting where he was supposed to replace him.
Picks about 6 yards on the play. Bring up second down and about 3 or 4 for Grayson County. And that's why establishing the run early is so important.
Yes. And quarterback loves plays like that. It's stealing is what it is. I mean, that is one of the easiest catches you will ever have to make and the easiest throws you'll ever have to make.
Second down and 4 for Grayson County. 5 minutes and 44 seconds left here in this first quarter of play. Grayson leads 6-0 already. Butler County has not touched the ball on offense. Quarterback draw right up the middle and the read option. Run up the middle for Chaffins. He continues to move the legs inside the 20-yard line down to about the 18. It's about a 10-yard pickup for Colby Chaffins, and that's where he shows off his size.
Yeah, I mean, because he's a big kid. He's hard to bring down. He looks a little on the skinny side, but you still have to remember that's 6'2" out there, so he's not – he weighs a good bit.
And he has a lot of weight to put on.
Yeah, if he really thickens up his junior to senior year, that's going to be a dangerous kid to tackle.
I wouldn't want to tackle him.
I didn't want to tackle anybody.
Yeah, I mean, look at me. I'm not tackling anybody. First down and 10 for Grayson. Ball placed on the 19-yard line. They're in the red zone again, where they're now 8 of 14 on the season, but 1 of 1 tonight, which is the only thing that really matters. Hanshaw to the left of Chaffins, working from right to left on the radio dial. Bouncing it outside is Hanshaw. He's inside the 15-yard line, keeps going outside to the 10, and he's finally going to be flung out of bounds inside the 10-yard line, down near about the 5 on the run for Caden Hanshaw.
That was
about 13 yards on the run.
That was a good, patient run. That play is designed to be inside. He saw that hole was kind of, there's nothing there, get in the lineman's bag and then bounce it.
It'll be first down and goal from Grayson County, and this is deflating for a Butler County defense, because they have not had any answer for the Cougs early on, and you're down. Jaron Van Meter is on the sideline right now, getting checked out by Scott Bauman, the trainer. I'm hoping it's just an equipment issue.
I think his neck kind of got tweaked whenever he went down for that onside kick, because he came up kind of trying to turn it.
And Scott gives a thumbs up to the Grayson County coaching staff, so you better believe if Grayson County doesn't score here, Jaron's going back in the game. Trips down here to the near side of the field, including Shane Hall. Ball placed in the far hash, first down and goal for Grayson. Kept by Chaffins, near side run, right up the middle, dives towards the end zone. Is he in or not? He is down at the 1. About 5-yard pickup for Chaffins. It's almost one where it's dangerous, but you have that frame just reaching out there, but that's dangerous.
I think he realizes he has 2 downs to go. So, I mean, there's no risk. There's no point in letting that risk of fumbling there. You have 2 downs. They've not stopped you running the ball yet. You need a yard.
Second down and goal from the 1-yard line for Grayson County. Cougs up 6-0 already. 3:40 left here in the opening quarter of play. Back into the power I. Chaffins under center. Butler County knows the run's coming. They're loading up the box. And it's a quarterback sneak right up the middle. Touchdown Cougars. Colby Chaffins from 1 yard out.
Yep, that's Jalen Hurts special.
And this has been just about as good of a start for Grayson County as you could have asked for. And let's see if the Cougs will go for 2 on this now to try and make it 14-0. And looks like they will. I don't see Lane Beasley out there, but then again, I don't see Chaffins out there.
He's
Yes,
talking
there he
to
is.
Jones, yeah.
I was going to say. 3:29 left here in this first quarter of play. Colby Chaffins has the 1-yard touchdown run. Chaffins under center, a pair of running backs lined up behind him here on the 2-point conversion attempt. Grayson County 2 of 2 on 2-point attempts this year. It's a pitch down here to the near side. Hanshaw lowers the shoulder, runs over Kellen Meredith, and goes into the end zone, making it 14-0. Cougs on top, and Kaler, you wanted a fast start.
I
They
got
were
it.
listening.
Yep.
Because I don't know you could have asked for much more from this Grayson County team. And the biggest thing with this is if you are right now Garrett Phelps on that sideline, you're a former quarterback, he's got to be thinking.
Yeah, basically. Yeah, that's without saying the word, that's what's happening.
And I'm glad, thank you for not saying that,
Yeah.
because we are on the radio. We're not allowed to say that, but I think he's.
That's what goes inside our minds right there. Like, it's hard enough in this kind of game, in this kind of atmosphere, to go point for point with the team. Starting 2 possessions down, the team knows you have to pass now. Now, in this situation, if still first quarter, you can run. I don't think that there's pressure on all of it is on him, but as a quarterback, you feel all of it. Because the rest of your team's looking at you now like, hey, what's our response?
But I think it's also, he's got to be careful because there is still a ton of time left in this game. You don't want to come out and start making passes that you wouldn't make during a normal game.
He has to remember this is 1 quarter at a time. Don't try to be the hero yet. You don't have to be. You can still play normal football. You have, 39, almost 40 more minutes.
Here comes the kick right down the middle from Lane Beasley. They're going to give Gage Beasley a chance to get it as he gets back at the 15-yard line. Tries to turn around the edge. He's at the 25. Curls it around. He's got space to work right up the middle at the 30. To the 35, and he's dropped there. He went a long way to get about 20 yards of the return, but Butler County got to come out with their first offensive possession of the game. Garrett Phelps is their starting quarterback. 28 of 59, 363 yards, 3 touchdowns, 7 interceptions. Butler County averaging about 20 passes a game, and even more so that you're down 14 early. You're going to see them pass.
You're going to see it. And our secondary has to be ready. I want us, if it's a short down situations, 3rd and 4, 3rd and 3, press up a little bit. Break on those hitches. That's pick sixes waiting to happen. He's shown that he's prone to turnovers.
He threw 2 pick sixes against Webster County, 7 interceptions on the season. Man shifts in motion is Beasley, and we're going to have a whistle blown. I think it might be an illegal motion on his false start called against the Bears. And that's going to move him back, and that's even more deflating that you are completely shooting yourselves in the foot like crazy to start this game.
Yeah, 1st and 15 does not make it any easier.
Sam Gormley and Kaler Decker with you here today. Grayson County leads 14-0, 3:18 left here in this first half of play. You can tell Garrett Phelps. Now you're at 1st down and 15. You're in a precarious situation, down 14 already.
But you also have to be careful of the screens.
Shifting in motion, Peralta back into the game. That's a good sign. He has it on the give left side, and he has nothing there. Braden Mudd, one of the first men in there on the tackle for Grayson County to slow that play down. And that's going to be a loss of about 1 yard. But that's a good sign to see Jay Peralta back into the game after he left very slowly from the field a few moments ago. But he lost a 1 yard. That'll bring up 2nd down and 16.
That was a really good job by the defensive front, kind of staying flat, feathering that play out, and then eventually just letting them run right into you.
And now, Lonnie Phelps is going to join Garrett Phelps in the backfield. They're going to spread it out with a wide receiver on each side. And they kind of have a offset tight end as well. And that's Peralta, who curls around, and it's going to be Phelps to pass, steps up, he's looking to scramble, he runs back towards the middle, and that's where he's met by a host of Cougar defenders, including Braden Mudd. I think Mason Carroll might have been the other man in there to make some of the first contact for Grayson County. Or is Kinney, maybe? Yes, it was Kinney that made contact for Grayson County. That's going to bring up 3rd down and long, as on the scramble, He gets it up to about the 32-yard line. 4-yard pickup, 3rd and 12 coming up for Butler County. They need to get the ball nearly to the 45-yard line.
I wouldn't be surprised if Coach Embry's kind of telling those secondary players, play the sticks. You see where the sticks are. Don't let them past you, but don't let them just curl up right in front of the sticks and turn around for an easy first down.
Be an early test here for these corners for Grayson County. Peralta rolls out, but here comes a rollout for Garrett Phelps. He's going to throw. The pass is low, looking for Gage Beasley, and it is incomplete, and the Bears will presumably be forced to punt. I think he got a punt.
Yeah. Unless we're Andy Reid on the opposite sideline, and
that is true.
Who knows? Looks like they thought about it for a second.
I think he got to. I mean, it's
way too early to try and force it.
And if you were 4th and 3,
yeah, go for it. But no, not 4th
especially
and 12.
this deep on your own side of the field. If you're at the 32,
and your defense hasn't stopped them yet. No.
Line drive punt. Van Meter on the bounce. Picks it up at about the 32-yard line. Makes one man miss. Good block. Turns upfield at the 40-yard line. Comes down here towards the near side to the 45.
Flag.
We're going to have a foul flag coming from the backside. Thrown by the head official, and it is a holding called against Grayson County.
I don't know why you're holding that far away from the play. I know I never blocked anybody, but that's one thing I'll never understand.
I'm sure Brian Jones, when he goes back and watches the film on that, whoever was the player that held, that's why my one wish would be to have the officials mic'd up to where we could tell who the penalty flag it was on. And looks like they're going to throw it.
At the 45.
45, so it'll go back to well...
Was it a trial clip?
I thought I saw holding, but they say it's a 15-yard penalty. Yeah, and that's what Kevin Embry's saying. He's saying you threw it at the 45, so why is it a 15-yard penalty? He's still pointing. He's saying, wait a second.
I'm not a KHSAA official,
yeah,
but
Grayson's going to have it at the 30-yard line. But hey, with how the ball's moved today,
it doesn't matter.
It doesn't particularly matter.
Give us more yards.
Pair of wide receivers to the right side, one here to the near side. 1st down and 10 at the 30-yard line. Handoff, Hanshaw bounces it outside to the far side of the field, runs up to the 35-yard line, gets up to about the 37. About a 7-yard pickup, and a timeout has been taken by Butler County with 54.7 seconds to play here in this opening quarter. And clearly, something on that play really ticked off Brandon Embry.
Yeah, because that's an odd play to call a timeout. That's not after a huge play either. That's 2nd and 7. I mean, 1st and 10, they gained 7 yards. That's a weird play to call that.
You got to imagine that maybe that was a play that they've been telling their team, this is how you answer, this is how you defend it, and clearly they didn't do it.
Yeah.
Because I'm sure Brian Jones has taken a timeout like that once or twice.
He has. I think against Breck County that one year.
I'm sure that's a fun huddle to be in, too.
No, it's horrible. Actually, when you're not getting yelled at, it's not bad, but...
Appreciate everyone for tuning in tonight. You're on K105 Digital Productions and also listening on K105. If you're watching on K105 Digital Productions, make sure you let us know where you're watching from, or if you're cheering on a specific player, or maybe cheering on us in the booth today.
Could be.
Maybe our director, Trey Cook.
Who knows?
Who knows?
Anybody.
Maybe Trey Cook will get the shout-outs tonight.
Maybe.
He's a legend, Kaler, in case you didn't know that.
I did.
Of the Cook Ranch fame.
The Cook Ranch.
And fame and fortune. And everything that goes with it. Out of the timeout, Grayson will have it. They're up 14-0, 47.1 seconds left on the clock here in this first quarter of play still. I mean, you'd think we were almost at halftime last week with how fast that game was moving along. We're still in the first quarter here. And the gun goes Chaffins. Ball placed right in the center of the field. 2nd and 3. Hanshaw up the middle. Hit at the line of scrimmage and sandwiched between two Butler County players. First man in there was Heath Cheney, the junior. And looks like, well, maybe no gain on the run.
Something people aren't going to realize, because it never gets talked about, but I know for a fact Colby's doing it, is he's playing with his cadence right now. With how blitz-happy Butler has been, that's something that he's noticed through film, and he's not going on the same cadence every time, that same rhythm, even if it's on the same one count. He's holding it, maybe saying, ready, letting them get, because I've seen it a couple times, the linebackers creep up and then they have to go back because he's not snapping where they are accustomed to seeing.
Grayson County leads 14-0 at the end of the first quarter. We'll take a break. 3rd down and short will come up for the Cougs after this. It's Cougar football on K105.
Connection builds community. It grows the minds of future citizens and leaders. Connection teaches. It encourages. It builds confidence through relationships, through partnerships, through small daily acts, through high-impact programs at all levels. Connection says together, we can.
The one thing I know about Grayson County Schools, when you get the right people going in the right direction, anything's possible.
We are GC Connected.
Are you looking for the best building materials in Leitchfield? Look no further than Future Designs Building Materials. The builder's choice on Quarry Road has everything you need to build your dream home. Jim writes, I'm so glad I came to Future Designs for my new roof. The staff was so helpful and knowledgeable, and they made sure I got the right materials for my needs. Thanks, Jim. Future Designs is more than just a building materials store. Future Designs Building Materials on Quarry Road in Litchfield. FDBM.net.
Building on experience.
Welcome back here to Grayson County High School. Grayson County leads 14-0. We're very entertained here. Sam and Kayla are watching the... Is that Jason Kincaid down there holding the extra point? You got a contest coming. Wyatt Combs, he put it through. He put it through. They're doing a punt, pass, and kick contest, and they put the soccer player out there, and I'm sure Brian Jones is saying, hey Wyatt, you want to come kick?
I mean, he can play, too.
Butler County kid, he had a hell of a throw. Let's see what his kick is. He nailed it, too.
Wow.
That was a boot. Wow. So both of them do it. I mean, the Butler County kid had a bomb of a throw. And, okay. We're sorry if you're, I guess we do have a camera on it watching. If you're watching with us on K105 Digital Productions, if you're listening, you missed some fun right there. So we're going to take a couple extra seconds here. Out of the timeout, it'll be 3rd down and 2. Kayla, going to break there, you were saying that cadence. And for those that don't know, cadence is just like set hut, getting the ball, right? And did you have anything that you like to throw in on the cadence? Like Omaha, like Peyton Manning or anything?
We said Railroad.
Railroad, was that your go-to?
Yeah, and if
Chafin's all alone in the backfield here. He's going to spread it out.
Yep.
With, looks like a tight end.
Yep.
Couple of blockers, 2 wide receivers down here to the near side.
Might be a jet to Jaron.
Jaron Van Meter on the sweep. He calls it. It's a sweep to Van Meter on the jet sweep. He tries to turn upfield at the 40. He's up, and he's got the first down as he's thrown down after the play and some extracurriculars behind the play. And luckily, I got a little worried as behind there it was Weston Green. And he got up, and I thought it was a get up like I'm getting ready to do something. And
I think he was just pumped up.
It was a good block, and Van Meter picks up about 4 yards, and you can move the chains. First down, Cougars. 14-0. Grayson County has the lead in this football game against Butler County. Bears have run 3 plays, and then 4 if you count the punt.
That's not a recipe to win.
But it is music to Brian Jones' ears, especially because next week you start district play against Moore, where it really counts.
And if you play like this next week,
you play like this against any district team, you can walk away the number 1 seed in that district and be hosting home playoff games. Chaffins runs into Van Meter in the backfield, runs up the middle, fakes the handoff, and picks up about 2.
That's the only problem with motioning and snapping off the motion is the linebackers can time it a little easier.
And it is tough to not run into one another in the backfield. Yeah. Especially because, that's not the greatest spot in the world. They only give him 1 yard to the 42, so it'll be 2nd down and 9. Thought he might have gotten another yard. Now Brian Jones wants a timeout. We'll take it with him. Grayson leads 14-0 with 10:48 left in the first half. It's Cougar football on K105.
For the more than 1 million people living with Parkinson's disease, the Parkinson's Foundation celebrates movement at Moving Day, a movement toward life-saving resources, movement toward advancing research and care, movement toward a better life. We care. We fight. We move to beat Parkinson's. Move with us at movingdaywalk.org.
Does the nagging pain of a sore knee, shoulder, or hip keep you from doing the things you love? Lose the pain and get back in the game with the help of Owensboro Health Orthopedics and Sports Medicine. Located at Twin Lakes Medical Center, Dr. Isaac Miller and Dr. Ted Rogers are your local experts for hip, knee, and shoulder problems, from minor sprains to advanced procedures. Learn more and schedule online at owensborohealth.org/ortho.
Grayson County has the 14-0 lead, 10:48 to play here in this second quarter of play, and Cougars take a little extra time out of that timeout to come out onto the field. The play clock is running right now, but I don't think it's going to cause anything. I'll bring up 2nd down and 9. Brian Jones obviously didn't like something, took that timeout.
Yep.
They're going to go empty again. Van Meter has come as a jet sweep the last 2 times they've gone empty. Butler County showing blitz up the middle. They again roll Van Meter from the far side to the near side. Fake the handoff to him. Chaffins to pass, steps up in the pocket, gets away from one man. He's hit as he throws, complete to Mason Carroll, but they're going to say, did the ball hit the turf or was his knee down?
He was knee.
His knee was down.
Yep.
What a throw by Colby Chaffins to pick the price, and it's pick up about 5 yards.
That's hard because, I mean, a lot of your throwing power comes from your bottom half, and he didn't have a bottom half in that situation. It was all arm.
Bring up 3rd down and 3 for Grayson County. You got really the whole playbook here because I think
you got 2 plays too.
I would.
Yeah.
I mean, I think you got a chance here. You're up 14-0 with about 10 minutes left in this first half. You got a chance to put an early statement on this team. Trips to the left side of the field. Running back to the right of Chaffins. The give, sweep play left side, Hanshaw up across the 50-yard line. He's got the first down. Who needs an extra play when you can just pick it up on one play up to the 46-yard line and pick up about 6 yards? This offense is probably when Brian Jones this offseason was thinking of how he wanted it to look. This is probably pretty much what he envisioned.
Yeah, I think he did think it would be a little more run-heavy this year with Colby being a junior. I think it'll be a little more pass-heavy next year. But this year with the players you have and how good the line is this year, I think he expected this kind of up-front trench warfare to happen.
Kinney comes down here to the near side as a wide receiver. Hanshaw in the backfield with Chaffins. 1st down and 10, Grayson County. On the give, Hanshaw, left side, big hole, gets it down to about the 40-yard line, and that's where he's bottled up after a pickup of about 6 or 7 yards.
It's a good first down run.
Hanshaw's run the ball really hard tonight.
He has.
And he's running behind the offensive line, who's opening up holes as big as the Red Sea.
And, you know, I want to knock on wood, but if it keeps playing out like this, I think we might have to give the offensive player of the game to the whole line.
You're going to make Sheriff Chaffins dull it out.
I mean, they've
dominated early.
They have.
Sticking with the same formation for Grayson County. Looks like Chaffins is the slot receiver. Colby Chaffins is in the gun. 2nd and 4, placed on the Butler County 40-yard line. Hanshaw right up the middle, 1st down and more, down across the 35. Continues to move the legs down to about the 25. And did I see some penalty
2
flags?
flags came out.
At the very end. Maybe face mask from where it's thrown?
Face masks, I think, because that wouldn't be a hold that far down the field.
You wouldn't think so.
But it could be. I don't know.
And I did see a Grayson County player point to the face mask. It is a face mask called against Butler. That's going to make this a huge pickup for Grayson.
So that'll go to the
It's a spot foul.
10.
I think it was called at the 20. So it should be. No, they're only going to say it's the 20. I guess it was a 5-yard variety of the face mask. So it turns out to be a 20-yard pickup after the penalty. And more importantly, that's going to move the chains for another Grayson County first down. 14-0. Grayson County has the lead. 8 minutes and 18 seconds and counting left here in the first half of play. Hanshaw to the right of Chaffins. 2 wide receivers down here to the near side, a wide receiver to the left. Hanshaw calls out some blitzers up the middle. It looks like from Butler. They're going to rush 6. Throwing over the middle, and it is in the air and almost intercepted. Garrett Phelps had 2 chances to get it as the pass was high. I think it was intended for
Grayson.
Yeah, I think it was kind of thrown high, and Phelps probably wishes he would have come down with that.
He had 2 chances at it. He really did.
As it bounced into the air, popped up. He tried to catch it on the second chance as well, and couldn't pull it in.
I know Jaden probably didn't even know the ball was there because I think he was going out to block for that play, but he did a good job playing defense.
He's starting to play some good defense.
On offense, yeah.
And even defensively, actually on defense over these past couple of weeks. But I think here now, Colby Chaffins, you've gotten the gift.
Yep.
Now make him pay with a touchdown. Because I'm sure you give Garrett Phelps that same play again, he's going to make it. He's
He will.
already had a pair of picks on the season. Pair of running backs join Chafin's in the backfield. They're going to load up an extra blocker on the inside. Butler County has about 10 in the box. Penalty flag comes in. Hanshaw, left side run. Big hole outside the numbers. Inside the end zone. Spinning in. And he is down at the 1.
Face mask on down there.
There's a penalty flag thrown at the line of scrimmage.
I know at the goal line there was a face mask they called.
So he does not get it. Brian Jones is not happy on the sideline.
So I'm guessing there was one play. The one down here was on us.
Yeah, he is letting somebody have it on the sideline. Because I was surprised they didn't call it a touchdown on the field. Let's see what the play is. Illegal formation or false start called against Grayson County. Face mask called against Butler County. Those fouls offset and remain second down. I'm surprised they didn't blow the play dead since it was a false start.
I would have figured they would, but it honestly saved us 5 yards if they didn't.
Grayson County and Butler County has this game here. It is 14-0, 7 minutes and 43 seconds left here in this first half of play. Clock is rolling. Second down and 10 will come up. Grayson in really no rush. Looks like maybe Brian Jones might take a timeout here. He's not happy with somebody on the sideline. He's going to yell and he's going to say, we're going to take a timeout here after this second down and 10 play. We invite you to stay tuned in at halftime tonight. We have a good conversation with Mr. Gary Parker from the Grayson County Middle School. They have a new 5-year plan. So we have an extended conversation to learn more about how you in the community can maybe help out and giving some feedback back on that plan. As a reminder, though, next week, Grayson County's game will be 30 minutes earlier. It'll be a 6:30 Central Time start, so 7:30 Eastern at Louisville Moore. If you don't want to make the drive, and I see here the officials coming over to talk to Kevin Embry. I guess maybe explaining what that last penalty was. But if you don't want to make the trip to Moore, we'll have the coverage for you on K105 and K105 Digital Productions, and then the week after will remain. So from now, the next 4 games for Grayson County will all be 6:30 Central Time starts because they're against Eastern time zone. That even means if, in 3 weeks, we'll be back here on the 29th for North Bullitt. That game will also be a 6:30 Central Time start here. So be sure you join us for that. Subscribe to the K105 YouTube channel and get notified to keep it locked in on that. What are you looking for here, second down and 10?
I think we go back to what's been working. Trying to get the ball on the perimeter, letting Caden kind of be an athlete or Jaron, either one. But I think with that kind of scare that we had with the throw a while ago, I don't think he's going to go back to it yet. Or if it's not that, it'll be a screen.
Kenny and Chafin's to the left side of the line. Carroll and Van Meter down here to the near side. Hanshaw to the right of Chafin's in the backfield. In the gun. Chafin's option. Turns upfield himself across the 20-yard line. Lowers his shoulder inside the 15, nearing that first down marker. Down to about the 13-yard line on the run there for Colby Chafin's. Pick up about 6 or 7 yards.
It was just a load option, it looked like, and Jaron was kind of the crack block. And if you're a defensive end, you really don't like crack blocks too much, I can say that. Especially whenever Jaron Van Meter's the one hitting you.
Third down and short.
There's no way he's not taking 2 downs here.
Oh, without question. You're up 14-0, under 7 minutes to play. You're going for a knockout punch early on in this game because Butler County's lost 2 straight.
Yeah, their confidence is already down.
They were down 16-0 last week and went up 20-16. So they've been in this situation
Yeah, they
before.
can score.
Third down and 2. Showing blitz is Butler up the middle. They're bringing it. Kept by Chafin's. Left side run, and it was actually given to Hanshaw. Chafin's did a good job on the fake, but probably should have kept it because Hanshaw was dropped. I thought he kept it.
I did too. The way he got out of there, it looked like he had it.
Yeah, it's a loss of 2 yards. Now, does this change things?
I think this goes through the air. I don't think he's going to go for it. It'll just be
because I think you're looking at a 34-yard field goal, and I'm not sure Lane Beasley is quite that leg.
Yeah.
Maybe can Wyatt Clemens put on a jersey?
I would, if I'm Jones, I'd be talking to him.
Because that was a heck of a kick.
Yeah. And, I mean, he's an athletic kid, too, so, I mean.
Good soccer player. Ethan Salzman, the head coach of the soccer team, might say, well, hey, now, don't you be taking my players.
Hey, we did it with Jackson Kane. We can do it.
You did. In the red zone again. Will Grayson miss on an opportunity in the red zone? 4th down and about 6 for the Cougars. Trips down here to the near side. They're up 14-0. Butler shows blitz. Throwing over the middle, complete to Van Meter, near the first down marker. Looks like you can move those chains as he gets it down to about the 8-yard line. 8-yard pickup.
And
Quick pass, and it worked perfect.
That's a good job by Colby. Saw the blitz coming, got it out to your hot read, and, I mean, Jaron's just being Jaron, catching a contested pass. And that's a trust thing. Middle of the field's open whenever they bring everybody like that.
Bring up here. 1st down and goal from the 8-yard line for Grayson. This drive began back with a minute left in the first quarter, back at the Grayson County 30-yard line. You're at the 12th play of the drive, and you've taken a lot of time off this clock, about 8 minutes off the clock. Power I, run, and it is blown up in the backfield. Hanshaw was hit immediately. Lonnie Phelps came in there to make first contact. And that's one of the first big losses.
Yeah, they're starting to time that cadence up now. If you're Colby and you see them kind of creeping up, hold off a second or two. Kind of get their momentum back on their back foot so they can't shoot through the gap at full speed. Man, if Coach Jones is seeing that too, I would not be surprised if they come back with a play-action shot and those linebackers are caught out of position.
2nd and a goal from about the 11.5-yard line for Grayson. Ball placed right in the middle of the field, working from left to right in those brand new all-navy jerseys with big orange numerals. I like the new jerseys. I think they look good. Chafin's in the gun. Hanshaw to the right. Trips down here to the near side of the field. Rolling out here to the near side is Chafin's. Looking to pass. End zone wide open. Van Meters. Toe tap. He got it. What a catch by Jaron Van Meter in the end zone. And the Cougs have a beautiful answer. I mean, that looked like vintage, like
that
Chad
was,
Johnson.
That was an NFL catch.
That was, because 2 feet down. I mean, you couldn't coach it any better to Jaron Van Meter. 12-yard pass
The only
completion.
thing I got to tell Colby is throw it a little earlier. He was open, but still had the same result.
Here comes the extra point from Lane Beasley. And it is, was it blocked? I was looking down at my notes. It was no good regardless. Grayson County has the lead, 20-0, 4:02 to play here in the first half of play. We'll take a break. This is Cougar football on K105.
The doctor said I had a 29% chance to find a blood stem cell donor. But I knew you were out there. And when we matched, it was the best day ever. Dear donor, your blood stem cells saved me from leukemia. Thank you forever and ever and ever.
Experience the true joy of saving a life at BeTheMatch.org.
Does the nagging pain of a sore knee, shoulder, or hip keep you from doing the things you love? Lose the pain and get back in the game with the help of Owensboro Health Orthopedics and Sports Medicine. Located at Twin Lakes Medical Center, Dr. Isaac Miller and Dr. Ted Rogers are your local experts for hip, knee, and shoulder problems, from minor sprains to advanced procedures. Learn more and schedule online at owensborohealth.org/ortho.
Cougar football on K105.
Welcome back here to Grayson County High School. Sam and Kaler with you, and the Cougars of Grayson up 20-0 with 4:02 to play in the first half. A drive that takes 9 minutes off the clock, 70 yards, 6 points.
That's about as perfect as a drive that you can ask for as a Grayson County fan or player. I mean, because not only do you score, you take 7-8 minutes off the clock.
Peralta on the return. He gets it about the 25-yard line, right up the middle. And his forward momentum carries him up to about the 39-yard line on the return as the Grayson County player had him wrapped up and kind of threw him forward on the play. Get who might have Kent Cornwell, I think, is
Yeah.
who was given the tackle, and Butler's going to get it. This will only be their 4th play from scrimmage of the night. And that'll get it done.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of hard to score if you don't have the ball. But, I mean, you still have to be careful here because, I mean, if they score here, milk the clock, they get the ball coming out of half, they can make this a one-possession game quick.
1st down and 10 for Butler County. The quarterback, Gage Beasley, is 0 of 1 passing in the game. He's under center. Handoff on the sweep play to Beasley on the right side. It's actually Phelps, rather, as the quarterback. Beasley is the runner and gets 1 yard to the 40-yard line. Bring up 2nd down and 9, under 4 minutes to play. Butler County will get the ball to start the second half of play. I'm sure they're thinking 2 for 1 here, because you do that 2 for 1, you're back in the ballgame.
Yeah.
Bears do have 2 timeouts remaining, I believe. The scoreboard says 3, but they did take one.
Yeah, they
early.
took one on that 1st down run.
2nd and 9 will come up. Lonnie Phelps joins Garrett Phelps in the backfield. Bunch trip formation to the right side. One split out wide to the left side. Rolling outside is Phelps. Gets away from one backer. Sawyer Drake is chasing him, and he just throws it away, and that didn't get to the line of scrimmage.
Nah, he was outside of the tackle box, but I don't know if they consider him having somebody in the area.
I didn't see anybody, but there might have been somebody hiding. Sawyer Drake was chasing on the play. Regardless, it'll bring up 3rd down and long for Butler. And Drake was pressuring, and that's a big man to be in your face on a throw. I mean, the Grayson County defense, height-wise, doesn't have a lot of height.
No.
Except for Sawyer Drake.
Yeah, and maybe that's
Braden
Mudd's not small.
No. They might have the smallest linebacker core in
history.
Yes, especially at the outside linebacker position
Yes.
with Van Meter and Cornwell.
Yeah.
But they're darn good. 3rd down and 9. Phelps to pass, throws far side of the field, complete at the sticks. Turning upfield is Peralta. He comes back here towards the near side. He's got the 1st down as he crosses the 50-yard line. Jay Peralta has the biggest play of the game for Butler County of about 12 yards and a 1st down for the Bears.
Got to be able to stay inside out there. We kind of over-pursued him on that initial tackle attempt, and he just cut right back underneath and got the 1st down.
Peralta is that's a great athletic play that he made. Got low to the ground. Good speed. DeJarnette is wide to the right side. 2 wide receivers down here to the near side. An extra blocker in there as it'll be Beasley in the pistol. Phelps shifts in motion, and they fight over it at the point of handoff, and he's going to be dropped for a loss on the play. As Gage Beasley is dropped for a loss of 2 yards. They were kind of fighting over it on who got the ball.
That looked like a read to me, and that's kind of one of those tricky situations as the quarterback where you want to pull it, but the running back has a clamp on it, so you can't, so you just end up giving it.
Beasley in the gun, or Phelps in the gun, rather.
And then there's
right
the
up
pull.
the middle goes Phelps on the run, carries it across the 50 down to about the 45-yard line. 5-yard pickup. 3rd down and about 7 here. New player comes into the game for Grayson County. It's Will Vincent as a nose guard. Matthew Phillips will check out, trying to get some more size in that middle of that line. Drake standing up as an edge rusher. Bringing blitz is Grayson. Rolling out to the far side is Phelps. He turns up, runs the sideline, and it looks like he got enough. Kenton Cornwell was there to meet him, and it is enough for a 1st down up that far side of the field.
Can't give up contain like that. He's an athletic kid. If he breaks contain, he's more than likely going to run for big yards.
To the 37-yard line, it's an 8-yard pickup. Minute 24 and counting left to play here in this 1st half. Grayson leads 20-0. Right up the middle on the run. Breaking through is Lonnie Phelps on one of his first touches of the game. He gets down to about the 30-yard line. We're going to have a timeout taken on the far side of the field by Butler County, I would presume, as it's down to the 30-yard line. 7-yard pickup. 1:16 to left. When you have 2 timeouts, Kaler, I'm going to say that's an interesting timeout choice.
Yeah, with 1 minute left, I don't know.
I'd have kept that in the pocket.
Because the clock's still stopping on the timeout. On the first down. So, I don't get that one. Unless they have a play they want to drop at this. They don't want to get too close to an end zone for the play they want to run at a certain situation. But I just don't know.
See what scores we have to bring you from around the region here tonight. Grayson County's opponent next week, Louisville Moore, does not play today. See, Owensboro Catholic has the lead against Owensboro 13-7, about halfway through the second quarter. That's one of the biggest games happening in the state of Kentucky tonight. Try to see what else we might have you. Another big game happening. Christian Academy of Louisville and Louisville Christian Academy, or Lexington Christian Academy. It's Lexington Christian on top 7-6. Early third quarter there. And those are most of the scores that I have. Bowling Green leads Apollo 28-7. Approaching halftime of that game. Second down and short for Butler County. Misdirection on the right side. Beasley breaks through. He's got a touchdown. 10-5 touchdown Butler County. Ran a little trick play, and it ends in a 30-yard touchdown run for Butler County.
And that's exactly what you couldn't let happen.
Because now you've opened up the opportunity for a 2-for-1 for Butler.
And
for Beasley, that is his second rushing touchdown of the season.
And we got to remember we only have one timeout left.
Bears are not going for the extra point. Everson Padilla is their kicker. He's 3 of 4 on PATs this year.
Are they going?
Well, actually, they are.
Yeah.
It didn't look
kicker.
like as the kicker.
Yeah, that is the kicker.
Yes, that is Everson Padilla, the 5'8" senior kicker. Low snap. It's actually, I don't know if it was planned to be a fake. Phelps rolls out to the far side, and he dives to the end zone. He did not get it. It was a bad snap. I don't know if it was a planned fake or not, but regardless, it is a 2-point conversion failure with 1:09 to play here in the first half of play. And Grayson County will get a chance to get the football back. And this will be interesting here. How does Brian Jones, how are you playing this, Kaylor?
It depends on the return in the first 2 to 3 plays. Not how I decide. Probably the first 2, how I decide to play it. Because I know I only got one timeout to work with. If I get a good return to their side of the field, then yeah, we're going. Maybe if it's past the 40 on our side, I'm going to push it.
And I think if you're Butler County, you're not giving Jared Van Meter a shot here.
No, and that's going to be a pretty short kick. So I mean,
which means you're going to get good field position.
You're going to have good chance to have something work the last minute and 9 seconds of the half. Does our kickoff return team? We're on the other side, guys. Guys, they just drove that way. We're on the other side.
Nope, there you go.
Thank you.
Caden Henshaw was the one that knew it.
Yeah, thank you, Caden. I'm glad somebody out there is a little intelligent.
You can say that. I can't.
I can't. Yeah.
They could be mad at you.
Yeah, I've done some questionably not smart things, so I mean, I can't say that either.
Butler County to kick away. Be Everson Padilla. I was like, wait a second. Why is he trying to kick off from the 45? And you know what? I give him credit.
Sneaky.
Yeah, trying. The official's like, not so fast, my friend. Scoot on back there. Van Meter and Hanshaw back deep for Grayson as they stand back at about their own 20-yard line. Here comes the kick. And it is way over the head of Hanshaw, and it is going to go into the end zone. That was a heck of a boot.
Yeah, he was kicking them in the end zone to warm up, and I was like, so that first one in the game surprised me that it was kind of short to Jaron.
1:09 to play in the game. Are you just running the ball in this first play and seeing what happens, or are you going to try and be aggressive?
I'm going to take a shot first play and see how it works out.
What's a shot to you?
A shot's anything 15 to 20 yards.
Okay.
It doesn't have to be like
what's Brian Jones going to do?
I wouldn't be surprised by a screen.
We haven't seen it yet today.
No. And against cover 2, it can break big.
Chaffins, Carroll, Van Meter down here to the near side, a wide
But
receiver to the
in this situation, I would expect him to kind of work Jaron against that safety one-on-one to the outside of the field.
First down and 10. Chaffins rolls out here to the near side of the field, throwing, and it is in and out of the hands of Grayson Chaffins.
He needs to be a little more patient there. I think that was almost the same exact play. We ran for the touchdown, and Jaron was open again. And if you do that,
that's probably one that Chaffins needs to pull it.
He does, but it's honestly better that he didn't. Clock
because it wouldn't have been a first down.
But it depends how you look at it. If we don't get anywhere on this drive, he should have caught it. But
hindsight's 20/20.
Yeah, hindsight's always 20/20.
Second and 10 for Grayson, placed on the 20-yard line. Wyatt Clemens, I think, is putting on some pads down here to see what he can do.
He's in the kicker's net.
He's going to have to fight with Braden Mudd for number 11, though. That's his number for soccer.
Yeah, that's true.
Trips down near the near side, a wide receiver to the left. And if it's a run, Hanshaw up the middle, lowers the shoulder, gets up to the 24. Now it'll be interesting. Butler County does have one timeout remaining.
Yeah, I don't know that they'll take it.
Grayson would have to snap the ball at least one more time. I think if I'm Butler, though, I'd take it and make him at least punt it to you. You've got playmakers back there.
I mean, yeah, you can.
Or you can try and block it.
You have big play potential, so I mean, I would definitely, if you don't get it here, take your timeout, make them either go for it or punt it.
Third down and 7 for Grayson. Hanshaw gets 3 yards. I think you got to keep it on the ground here. Force him to take the timeout.
I think this might be a shot.
I mean, listen, if it goes for 6, it doesn't matter. Chaffins will pass. 3-step drop. Steps up in the pocket. Lets it fly, and it's complete. Turning out of bounds. Up at the 40-yard line is Grayson Chaffins. He redeems himself for a pickup of 16 yards and a first down, Grayson. You called it 13.8 seconds, though, on the clock, and that's where it kind of comes back to fire that you took so much time in doing it. It's the decisions to make.
Yeah, I mean, and you don't want to – it's hindsight. It's always 20/20. If you would have sped up there, you're working with about 40 seconds, and that's a lot. That's 27-second difference, and that's a lot. But you still have a timeout left, so work the boundary.
You got about 2 or 3 plays here.
You got to play it smart, though.
First down and 10. 2 wide receivers on each side. Chaffins to pass. Pump fakes. Now rolls here to the near side of the field. He is going to try and run. He steps out of bounds. He's thrown down after the play, and there's a penalty
15.
flag with 7.8. That was a dumb penalty by Butler County.
That was stupid.
As I think that's called on number 61, Heath Cheney, was the player who threw down, of all players, the quarterback.
Yeah,
and Grayson's going to get 15 yards, and now
you have a shot.
What's Colby's arm? How far?
He can get it there from that. He can easily throw 40. And that it should be near the 40-yard line. And if he throws to this right sideline, he can get it there.
I mean, that's when you compound, it's the quarterback this point and a half on the opposing sideline. It's you got to be better than that. And I'm sure Brandon Embry is none too thrilled on that sideline. The ball will move up to the Butler County 42-yard line, 7.8. Do you try for a quick play, get it a little closer, and take that time out?
I think you can get a quick play off, try to get closer to ensure his arm can get there, and then you're kind of to call that timeout, let him take the shot.
Grayson does have the 1 timeout remaining, and Butler County looks like they're going to take the timeout on the far side of the field. It's been a long first half of play.
Yeah, compared
for
to
not
last
a lot
week,
of drives.
Yeah, compared to last week, we probably were almost out of here.
Grayson County leads 20-6. Cougs were up 20-0 with Butler County having run 3 plays. And the Bears just had their first real drive of the game. It was an 8-play drive, went about 61 yards, and ended in a 30-yard touchdown run by Gage Beasley. But Grayson's looked good today.
Yeah. I mean, that one drive, you kind of have to realize that was a trick play. You have to be disciplined and tell them that slot is reverse. And I don't think that we yelled that, and he just kind of got free. But
and he's a great athlete,
I mean, and that's – if he gets full head of steam and there's nobody in front of him, nobody's catching him either. So that's a tough one.
7.8 seconds on the clock here in this second quarter of play. It's 20-6 Grayson. So you're going quick out.
I would almost do like a now route where I just catch it, throw it to one of my athletes down here, get 2 receivers going up to block and getting what I can before I get out of bounds.
But you got to make sure. And the downside for Grayson is they're moving away from the clock.
They
You
can't
almost
sit-
need a coach on the sideline yelling out the time. 7.8 on the clock, 20.6 on the sack. Luckily, you're at home, too. You might have the home clock.
Yeah.
Chafin's in the gun. He will pass. Three-step drop. Steps up in the pocket. This is going to be the final play of the half as he throws it away, and it is stopped with 0.9 seconds, which I think was the right call.
That's a learning moment for Colby. He's got to throw it away closer to you. Don't throw it away to the farthest receiver, because then that's more time off the clock. Throw it away to Jaron, who's about 15 yards down the field.
And now you're just going to throw it as far as you can, and if you're Butler County, you just can't have a pass interference or something here to make it any closer. It's not a spot foul.
Luckily, it's not the NFL, yeah.
But, and I mean, obviously, if you're going to give up a touchdown, pull them down.
Yeah.
But
That would turn into about a 28-yard they have to get. So, I mean, that's not easy either.
no. Let's see. It's balls at the 42-yard line, 20-6 Grayson. I like that they're getting this chance because there might be a game where you need this.
Mm-hmm. It's good practice.
And no.
Wow.
They're going to knee it. That's very interesting. They throw a knee down. They're not going to give Chafin's the chance. So at the end of the first half of play, it's 20-6 Grayson County on top. This is Cougar football on K105.
No matter what you're up against, we have your back.
We are United Way.
We are neighbors, helping neighbors.
In communities around the world, when disaster strikes, we get you back on your feet.
We help children build brighter futures.
We've been here for over 135 years.
But now, our work is more important than ever.
Join us.
Join your neighbors.
Join United Way.
Are you ready to help your family get prepared for the unexpected? Here we go! Ladybug and Cat Noir know how important it is to be ready, because you never know when Hawkmoth is going to strike or a disaster will hit. And you don't need miraculous powers. Just put those planning skills you already have to good use. Make a plan that will help you and your family be ready when emergencies happen. Ready Kids can help. Get started at ready.gov/kids.
Are you looking for the best building materials in Leitchfield? Look no further than Future Designs Building Materials. The builder's choice on Quarry Road has everything you need to build your dream home. Jim writes, I'm so glad I came to Future Designs for my new roof. The staff was so helpful and knowledgeable, and they made sure I got the right materials for my needs. Thanks, Jim. Future Designs is more than just a building materials store. Future Designs Building Materials on Quarry Road in Litchfield. FDBM.net.
Building on experience.
Cougar football on K105.
Welcome back here to Grayson County High School, where the Cougars lead Butler County 20-6 at the half. Sam Gormley and Kaylor Decker back here with you. And Kaylor, we'll have to go a little quick here because we have an extended Cougar conversation tonight. Good first half.
Yeah. I mean, other than that one defensive drive where just an athlete was an athlete, but other than that, I think both sides of the ball have looked really well.
And you're looking at your drives here for Grayson. First drive, 2-yard touchdown run. Second drive, 1-yard touchdown run. Third drive, 12-yard touchdown pass. Fourth drive, you had a minute left. You were trying to do something, and it just didn't work. And I think for Brian Jones, you got to be pretty pleased at the half.
Especially when his message to the team, I was in the locker room before the game, was start fast. And they did exactly that. Got the touchdown first series of the game, recovered the kickoff. That wasn't even really an onside kick. It was more of a pooch kick. Got that, and then came down and scored again, and then got up 20-0 on them.
Grayson County has the lead at the half. We'll take a break. Have our Cougar conversation segment after this with Mr. Gary Parker from Grayson County Middle School. This is Cougar football on K105.
Here's a simple truth about higher education.
If pursuing your purpose, doing what you really care about matters.
If having a rewarding career matters.
If a better financial future for you and your family matters.
Then higher education matters. A brighter future is within your reach. Find out how at kyhigheredmatters.org. Brought to you by this station and the Kentucky Broadcasters Association.
Are you looking for the best building materials in Leitchfield? Look no further than Future Designs Building Materials. The builder's choice on Quarry Road has everything you need to build your dream home. Jim writes, "I'm so glad I came to Future Designs for my new roof. The staff was so helpful and knowledgeable, and they made sure I got the right materials for my needs. Thanks, Jim." Future Designs is more than just a building materials store. Future Designs Building Materials on Quarry Road in Leitchfield. FDBM.net.
Building on experience.
Here's a simple truth about higher education.
If pursuing your purpose, doing what you really care about matters.
If having a rewarding career matters.
If a better financial future for you and your family matters.
Then higher education matters. A brighter future is within your reach. Find out how at kyhigheredmatters.org. Brought to you by this station and the Kentucky Broadcasters Association.
Welcome back to the Halftime Show here on K105. Sam Gormley with you for another edition of our Cougar Conversations segment. Today, joined by Mr. Gary Parker from the Grayson County Middle School. And I know that Grayson County Middle School is going through a lot of changes in a lot of different ways. But first off is for those that might drive by and have no connection to the school at all, they've seen some cosmetic changes and some renovations that have gone along. What have been the changes?
So we have actually been replacing our entire HVAC system, including the ceiling grid and lights. We did as you probably know, gym floor. We had that all redone. Our locker room areas. And that just, all of that work sort of takes a while, we've discovered.
You mentioned before we started this that Grayson County Middle School has a theme this year. A theme for the students, a theme for the teachers, a theme for the staff. What is the theme and what does it mean?
So the theme this year is what's your impact? In fact, we have shirts. The back of the shirt says difference maker. We wanted this year to sort of reflect back about 6 years ago. We had a big community meeting and talked about what we wanted for our vision and mission and core values for our school. Probably the key word in our school's vision is the students having impact. So we thought that this was a great year to talk about what do you want your impact to be? Because everybody here in our building is going to have an impact. We want it to be a meaningful one, a positive one. So we wanted that to kind of be the focus. Like, what are you going to do this year? What's your goal? How are you going to influence others in a positive way?
I know one of the aspects that you're probably taking this and running with it is a new 5-year plan for Grayson County Middle School. And I'm sure most listening are hearing this maybe for the first time. They don't know a lot about it. Maybe they don't have a student in Grayson County Middle School, but maybe they will. Elementary school parent or a high school parent or something that will still have a connection at some point. The 5-year plan as a whole, and you hear that, what does it mean?
Okay, yeah. One thing is I wanted to refer back to Mr. Doug Robinson, our superintendent, sort of challenged the principals a few months ago and said, you know, let's talk about your future, where you're going. And that's kind of what we wanted to sort of encapsulate in this plan is what do we want the school to look like? What do we want to accomplish? What needs to be our priorities for the coming months? We've always operated with a 30, 60, 90 plan, but we wanted something that was a little more long range. So we actually referred a while ago to our meeting that we had about 6 years ago. We got some of those same folks together, and whether that be students, parents, community leaders, staff members, we got all those folks together and talked about those questions, like what are our strengths, what are our growth areas, where do we want to be in 5 years?
Going through, you have 6, I don't know if it's aspects, 6 goals, or what the word is to use to describe it. We can just go quickly one by one on these. The first one is instruction and learning. What's the goal with that?
So traditionally, the middle school has done a really good job on state testing and just instructionally. We have an awesome staff, great teachers. This past year on KSA, we were actually about the 26th percentile in the state with our test scores. Would like to go up to the 20th percentile. We also are encouraging our students, our teachers rather, to do aligned learning targets at the appropriate rigor. All of our students cognitively engaged. We've got a great program with Thoughtful Classroom. And then co-teaching has been a focus of ours this year as well. But all of those things in a nutshell are to improve student performance, get them ready for the high school, ready for their career or college.
Community. I know that the connection with the community is always something that I know the high school puts a lot of impact on, the elementary schools do as well as you. How does the community help in this 5-year plan?
Yeah, so one thing is just a quick shout out. When I got this principal job, my first hire was Mr. Dave Morgan, who used to be at the high school as a science teacher. And he's that's kind of his passion, is getting our kids out into the community, making sure that we have opportunities for them to do some public service, building some networking. We would like to this year create a day of service where we kind of theme a day of our school year toward, what opportunities are out there for us to get involved with the community, because most of these students that are here, they're going to be a big part of our community in just a few short years. So what kind of community members do we want? So we just want to instill that.
That kind of leads into your third point as well of student opportunity and having career exploration. The fourth one, student responsibility and commitment, things like attendance and so on.
Yeah, sure. Just some of those soft skills that employers are looking for, like are you determined with do you show resilience? Are you here when you're supposed to be? Some of those things were interrupted or we had an obstacle through COVID. And it's just really important for us to sort of recalibrate that and just instill those great sort of work ethics in the students.
It's not just the students, though, that have an impact on a 5-year plan. The teachers. What's the goal for the teachers?
So for the teachers, we just want to be as consistent as possible. We want to teach some social skills, implement our behavior system with fidelity. And then just in general, just keep doing the great job they are instructionally as well.
And then obviously we're forgetting maybe the most important aspect, the parents. How do the parents help?
So we feel like we have a partnership with parents because we can't really have that kind of impact that we want to with the students unless we have everyone on the same page. We want to make sure that the lines of communication are open. I want people to feel like they can give me a call here at school if they have any kind of concern or question or even suggestion. We want to make sure that those channels of communication are open and maybe beyond the traditional just parent-teacher time, but get some folks out here involved with the school. And again, kind of a recalibration from where all that was kind of shut down for the last 3 years. We want to sort of reinvigorate that.
The middle school has great things going along. For those that might hear this 5-year plan, they want to sit down and read it. It can be found. Where can it be found, and what information would you want people to know about it as a whole?
We can definitely get people a copy of it if they want it, but it's on our website. In fact, I think there's a button when you go to the Grayson County Middle School website. There's a button that you can go to for the 5-year plan, and we would love any kind of input. It is not a static document. It can be changed and probably will be over the course of time. So we love to have input on how can we do a better job. Because again, it's a community effort. It's not just about what the vision is from the folks who work here in this building.
I appreciate you taking the time for today's segment of Cougar Conversations. We'll take a break and come back with more on the halftime show here on K105.
We had an MRI, and then all of a sudden this doctor comes in and he says to us, we have the potential here for a catastrophic event.
And he looked scared.
He looked terrified. And he's like, we got to operate now. It just all changed. Life changed.
Bryce is one of the 47 children per day who are diagnosed with cancer. Today's treatments aren't enough. To watch the rest of Bryce's story, visit childrenscancer.org/story.
I'm not here to fire you up. If you're not already fired up, you shouldn't be in this room. If this victory isn't worth all you have to give, then leave. But now, right now is your chance to be a part of a victory the world will remember forever. Victory over cancer. This victory isn't just happening. It isn't inevitable.
What does hope mean?
Now is our time. your time. You may save someone you love.
Time is very precious.
Today's cancer research is tomorrow's victory. A victory that is there for the taking. Grab it. How was that?
Now that was a great halftime speech. Let's go win.
Don't give up. Don't ever give up.
Cougar football on K105.
Welcome back here to Grayson County High School, where the Cougars are on top of the Bears of Butler County 20-6 at the half. So we got just about 4.5 minutes as Grayson County's retaking the field now down to our right. I want to thank Mr. Parker, Gary Parker, for joining us. There's some good information. If you missed any of it, you'll be able to rewatch that tomorrow on the K105 YouTube channel. Kaylor, first half here, good for Grayson. How do they continue to build on this in the second half?
Don't let your foot off the gas. I mean, they scored on a trick play with a great athlete, so what? But they have yet to stop you. The clock stopped you once, but that other team on the other sideline has yet to stop you. Keep that confidence and just keep running them over. I mean, they've not stopped you running the ball. That's a great feeling in the world. I mean, especially for Colby, you don't got to do anything. Turn around, hand the ball off.
Don't have to get hit.
Exactly.
Don't have to have that ice bath tomorrow morning.
Exactly.
Because you might miss playing football, but I'm sure you don't miss feeling that sore that next morning. I mean, he's taken a couple of big hits tonight. And that throw that he made when he got leveled as he threw it and delivered a nice throw, he's going to feel that tomorrow morning.
Yeah, you don't feel him during the game, especially if you make a good play. But I can guarantee you in the morning they're no fun.
Grayson County has the 20-6 lead at the half. As second half, Butler County will start with the ball, but I think this is an underrated defensive drive for this Grayson County team because you allow Butler County to score, it's a ball game.
Yeah, I mean, especially if they get the 2-point conversion, they can kick the field goal, and that's a one possession game because we missed one too. So I mean, this is important. Stop them here, get a score, kind of put a dagger in it as quick as you can.
Second half between Grayson County and Butler County is next. You're on K105.
Are you looking for the best building materials in Leitchfield? Look no further than Future Designs Building Materials. The builder's choice on Quarry Road has everything you need to build your dream home. Jim writes, I'm so glad I came to Future Designs for my new roof. The staff was so helpful and knowledgeable, and they made sure I got the right materials for my needs. Thanks, Jim. Future Designs is more than just a building materials store. Future Designs Building Materials on Quarry Road in Litchfield. FDBM.net.
Building on experience.
Connection builds community. It grows the minds of future citizens and leaders. Connection teaches. It encourages. It builds confidence. Through relationships, through partnerships, through small daily acts, through high-impact programs at all levels. Connection says together, we can.
The one thing I know about Grayson County Schools, when you get the right people going in the right direction, anything's possible.
We are GC Connected.
Does the nagging pain of a sore knee, shoulder, or hip keep you from doing the things you love? Lose the pain and get back in the game with the help of Owensboro Health Orthopedics and Sports Medicine. Located at Twin Lakes Medical Center, Dr. Isaac Miller and Dr. Ted Rogers are your local experts for hip, knee, and shoulder problems, from minor sprains to advanced procedures. Learn more and schedule online at owensborohealth.org/ortho.
Cougar football on K105.
Welcome back here to Grayson County High School, where the Cougs lead the Bears 20-6 as we get ready to start the second half of play. You know, Grayson Chafin's a little under the weather, it looks like, on the sideline. Hopefully he's okay. You never know when you might need him. On that sideline, especially on defense, it'll be interesting. I guess it would be Hanshaw to safety, Hall in at corner.
Either that. I would say maybe Shane's probably going to be straight to safety because he has experience there, and the other two, Mason and Caden, don't.
And Chaffins looks like he's headed straight to the locker room. Let's hope he's okay.
Let's hope he's just walking around trying to get it.
Yep, no, I guess he is just walking around trying to be okay. I like it. Switching sides.
Yeah, I've had that a couple of times at practice. It's not fun.
Yeah, no, and it's I just hope Grayson's okay.
You just got to let the demons out.
It's a good way to put it. Tell you what, we've seen, was it Marshall County that Lane Beasley had the little onside kick?
What
And
was
it
it
was pretty
early?
good.
Was it early in the game?
It might have been.
Because if it was early, I wouldn't have been here.
And it looked really good. Do you draw it up?
Pull a Sean Payton real quick.
Yeah. I mean, we've seen Brian Jones do it in the past.
Muhlenberg.
He's not afraid. Yeah, where Jackson Kane just did it every time.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see what he does here. Especially when you got electric return man of Gage Beasley back deep to return. He stands back at about his own 10-yard line. Lane Beasley to kick away here to start this third quarter of play. Grayson County leads 20-6. And it is not quite. No, it's a kick. Hits him in the helmet, though. Ball loose. Looks like Grayson got it. It hit Caden Taylor in the helmet. Cougs have the ball. I don't know if it was a planned onside kick or not, but it hits off the helmet of Butler County, and Grayson falls on it.
That could not have worked any better.
Who did come down with it? Did you see who fell on top of it?
Kenton came back with it.
Kenton Cornwell falls on it, and Grayson County will have a chance to pull out a dagger early on here in this third quarter of play.
I mean, that's a deflator.
And when you hit it off of a guy who is 5'11", 225, that's a good way to do it.
Yeah.
Probably
right
doesn't have the hands to be up there. First down and 10 for Grayson County. Shane Hall comes into the game. He's wide to the left. Mason Carroll also checks in at the last second, and he's going to go in the slot down here to the near side. First down and 10 for Grayson. Handoff, Hanshaw up the middle. Stutter steps down here to the near side of the field at the 45. Continues to go. He continues to move down to the 40-yard line, about an 8-yard pickup.
That turned a 3-yard run into about 8 or 9.
He has really strong legs.
Yes.
And running backs who can do that are a huge weapon.
Especially as you get going later to the game, guys don't want to tackle near as much. Those are when your Derrick Henrys, your bruisers kind of break. Those big chunk plays.
Handoff up the middle, left side. Hanshaw, big hole, outside the numbers to the 30. Breaks a tackle to the 25. He's down to the 20-yard line. Another big run for Caden Hanshaw of 20 yards. And Grayson County is getting closer to punching another touchdown in. Officially down to the 19-yard line. You can give him 21 yards. Offense is picking up right where they left off in the first half of play. Kinney and Carroll to the right side. They're going to just give it to Hanshaw again. They haven't stopped him all game. Big hole left side. I think a penalty flag did come in across the far side of the field as Hanshaw carries it down to the 6-yard line. It's a 13-yard pickup as of now, but it looks like this is coming back. Holding called against the Cougs. I know that I always played the old NCAA football games, and I think Kirk Herbstreit has the line in those where it says, holding could be called on every play or something like that.
It does.
And it probably could be called on every play.
It can. It's just it doesn't get called on every play. There's a little more obvious holds.
And that one could have been we didn't have a great
Well, did you hear what Jason Kelsey said?
The Kelsey brothers aren't usually on the top of my list of people to listen to.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's true. But he said he will wear the gloves of the team he's playing, so it's harder to see the hold.
Smart. It's very smart. It's a 9-yard holding penalty. It'll be first down and 19 for Grayson. In the gun, Chaffins. On the give, Hanshaw up the middle. It runs into a wall. Picks up about 2 as he gets down to about the 26-yard line on the run.
Might have to loosen up the arm here now.
You're looking at second down and long for Grayson.
Almost
In fact,
20.
they didn't even. They just gave him 1.
Yeah.
If that. He might have not even gotten that.
Well, it's looking more like 2nd and 20 than anything, so I'd either expect a screen with how they're blitzing.
We've not seen the screen today.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's due.
Let's see what they draw up. 2nd and 10.
20.
Facts are optional. 2 wide receivers on each side. Chaffins to pass. They set up the screen. It's complete to Hanshaw at the 25-yard line. Turns upfield at the 20. Inside the 15. And that's where he's dropped down. And I thought a penalty flag came in, but some Butler County players are tossing a football on the far side, and the football is kind of white.
Yeah.
And I thought it was – did you think it was a penalty too?
I've seen it a couple times.
And I keep thinking it's a penalty. It's a pickup of 14 yards, though, on the completion to Caden Hanshaw. That's Hanshaw's 5th catch of the season. He's now got about 52 yards on the season.
That screen is kind of deadly when you get a linebacker core that's pressing up like that.
3rd down and 5. For Grayson County, you're in 4-down territory as well. Are you going to put it in the air here, or are you just going to keep giving it to Hanshaw?
I think I might go with the RPO here, where I have the option to either or.
Van Meter and Carroll come down here to the near side. Van Meter shifts. It is an option run. Turning upfield is Chaffins at the 10-yard line. He's got the first down as he's slung down to about the 7 on the run. About a 7-yard pickup for Colby Chaffins. I'll tell you, I like the game Colby's played today.
Yeah. He's played pretty much mistake-free. He had that one that probably should have been picked. But
it wasn't.
It wasn't. That's all that matters. It doesn't go on the stat sheet.
1st down and goal will come up for Grayson County, placed to the 8-yard line. I like that we've gotten rid of the screen here in the press box. We can actually see out this window.
Much more visible.
Instead of me having to dive over our director here. In the gun, Hanshaw to the left. Hanshaw on the give, left side, big hole inside the 5, towards the goal line. He's in. Touchdown, Cougars. Caden Hanshaw's 2nd rushing touchdown of the game. And the Cougs now lead 26-6, 8:04 to go here in the 3rd quarter.
Man, that's a good sound on the sideline. I see Grayson Chaffin starting to do his takeoffs down and back and forth.
Especially when you're getting ready to go in on defense. Let's see what Grayson County will do. It appears that they are going. In fact, it looks like Chaffin's going in the game. He is. Shane Hall going to come out. Grayson County going to keep the offense out onto the field. 1 for 2 on 2-point, or 0 for 1 on 2-point attempt, or 1 for 1 rather.
Yep.
I was going to get it one of these times.
That's okay.
It's been a long night.
Yep.
It's already 8:30. It's almost past my bedtime.
Compared to last week, would have been home already.
Under center is Chaffins. Offset I formation here on the 2-point conversion attempt. It's a pitch to Hanshaw. He turns the corner at the 5, stutter steps, and doesn't look like he got it.
No.
He stopped about a half a yard short. Grayson County has a 26-6 lead, 8:04 to go here in the 3rd quarter. This is Cougar football on K105.
Are you looking for the best building materials in Leitchfield? Look no further than Future Designs Building Materials. The builder's choice on Quarry Road has everything you need to build your dream home. Jim writes, "I'm so glad I came to Future Designs for my new roof. The staff was so helpful and knowledgeable, and they made sure I got the right materials for my needs. Thanks, Jim." Future Designs is more than just a building materials store. Future Designs Building Materials on Quarry Road in Litchfield. FDBM.net.
Building on experience.
For the more than 1 million people living with Parkinson's disease, the Parkinson's Foundation celebrates movement at Moving Day. A movement toward life-saving resources. Movement toward advancing research and care. Movement toward a better life. We care. We fight. We move to beat Parkinson's. Move with us at movingdaywalk.org.
Grayson County has a 26-6 lead here with 8:04 to go here in this 3rd quarter play. Caden Hanshaw just had his 2nd rushing touchdown of the ball game. It's been a pretty good performance from the Cougs tonight, Kayla.
Especially on the ground. I've been really impressed with how our offensive line has played.
Let's see. Lane Beasley had the little unintentional onside kick. He kicked it off of Xander Stokes.
It looks like they...
And they're going to change him out. They're going to say you're not going to try that again. Well, no, he's going back.
Nope, he's going back.
No, he's coming out. Yeah, I think that's probably a smart move because I think they'd probably say, well, we'll try it again. They've now put in Mason Wright, a sophomore, in there who looks like he's maybe more of a hands team guy.
They're leaving the middle kind of open, though.
Let's see what he can do. Lane Beasley to kick away. Grayson County has a lead. It's another onside kick. Pops in the air. Bounces again off a Butler County player, but it looks like the Bears might have gotten it. No! Cougar ball!
Wow.
Another onside kick recovered by Grayson County. Their third of the ball game.
It looked like Lane kind of did a pump fake with the kick for a second. Kind of ran up, laid it back, and then went.
How about that? Another onside kick. I'm getting Muhlenberg County flashbacks.
Yeah, the only difference is this is on a grass field, which
is harder.
It's harder.
But they're just kicking it off of the helmets.
I mean, you ain't going to catch it with your hands. We'll use your helmet against you.
The third onside kick of the game. Really, this is only the second intentional, I would say, onside kick. The first one was the unintentional onside kick. Yeah,
got a bad bounce.
And went over the shoulder of Tucker DeJarnette, and he couldn't make the play. Grayson's going to have it on their own 49-yard, or the Butler County 49-yard line, rather. First down and 10. Mudd and Hanshaw out wide to the left. Van Meter down here to the near side.
I wouldn't be surprised to see a jet.
Chafin's all alone in the shotgun formation. Van Meter shifts from the near side, far side. It's a sweet play to him. Turns upfield at the 45 to the 40. Back here toward it's the near side of the 35, and he swings down to about the 32-yard line on the run. Big gain for Grayson County.
16-yard run on the play. First down for Grayson County from the 33.
First down and 10 down to the 33-yard line. And Van Meter showed off that speed that he has.
That he hit the hole and he was gone. I mean, if he didn't have to cut back into somebody there, he probably could have cut back and there would have been a huge hole for him to kind of just use that speed.
First and 10 for Grayson County, placed on the 33-yard line. They're going to stick with his same formation. Chafin's all alone. Van Meter shifts near side, far side. And they fake it. Chafin's on the run, and he's drugged down in the play and does a somersault after being brought down, and hopefully Colby's okay.
Yeah, he's fine.
And he's fine. An awkward tackle.
Yeah, it doesn't feel good, but, I mean, it's nothing serious.
It looks like it was Heath Cheney that brought him down for a loss of a couple of yards back to the 36-yard line. Second down and 13. 6 minutes and 55 seconds left in the third quarter, 26-6. Grayson County on top of Butler County. Cougars have had 3 onside kicks of the game. Butler County has had 2 offensive drives in the game.
That's 5 offensive drives they should have had.
And one of them was a 3-and-out.
Yep. That's one way to make sure you win. Don't let them have the ball so they can't score.
It's usually a recipe for success. Grayson Chaffins comes down here towards the near side, a pair of wide receivers to the left side. Hanshaw on the give, left side. He's across the 35, comes back here towards the middle, brought down from behind as he crosses the 30-yard line. Gets down to about the 27 on the run, about a 9-yard pickup for the freshman, Caden Hanshaw.
Hurry up.
And, yeah, I like it. Speed it up a little bit. Kenny down here to the right side, trips to the left. Hand off Hanshaw up the middle, and it was a ball comes out at the end, but he was down. And Brian Jones, I think, is letting Colby Chaffins know.
He should have pulled that.
Yeah. Because you just made your running back get annihilated.
Yeah, you had a bubble wide open in the flat.
And now it's 4th down, too. That snuck up on me. I didn't realize it was already 4th down. You're looking at 4th and about 5 for Grayson County. Placed on the 28-yard line. It's a loss of 1 officially. Cougars need to get the ball down to about the 23.5. The 4th down and 5. I mean, I think you could pretty much call any play in the playbook right now, too.
You can, but I think there's a certain I would expect a kind of curl arrow concept here against cover 2.
Butler showing blitz across the near side. They rush 4, though. Chaffins rolls out. Gets away from one man, steps up, and he is drugged down by his horse collar, throws, and it's intercepted, then lateraled. Are they going to call it a dead ball or not? The play is still alive, and a scrum for it. I don't think you could call that a catch. They're going to say Butler County ball. And if anything, I think Colby Chaffins was brought down by his horse collar on the play.
Yeah.
And anything, and even more so, is down on the play and in a world of hurt.
Kitten.
Is
that's a little too
I think
tall
it might
to
be
be
Grayson
Kitten.
Chaffins.
Yeah.
That is I don't know how you give him an interception on it. I guess they're going to say it was intercepted by Gage Beasley,
and then
he lateraled it after having it for 1 second, and not even.
I guess a lateral technically counts as a football move.
But you have to have possession of the ball to lateral.
And I wasn't down there to see if he had possession.
I don't know.
We need cameras. We need instant replay, 4K, Walmart plus Sky Cams.
Well, I don't know that we're going to be quite at that level. I'd ask our camera operator down there, but I don't know that he knows. Butler County has it. It'll be at the 15-yard line of their own. Handoff up the middle, and nothing at all there. Coming in, jumping over top of the play.
Looks like Sawyer.
I think it was Sawyer Drake. That's a big boy to be jumping over the top of the line.
Big man to be flying.
Grayson still has a 26-6 lead. Yeah, this is Butler County, only their third drive of the game. And we have about 5 minutes left here in this third quarter of action. I mean, this has gone exactly what you've wanted if you're wearing orange and blue tonight. 2nd and 9. They do give 1 yard. Phelps in the gun. Will pass. 3-step drop. Steps up to the pocket. Looks to scramble up the middle. He comes across this 20-yard line. Big hit, and he's slung out of bounds on the play. Lane coming in to lay the lumber was Kenton Cornwell. Cornwell did a great job, too, going low and knocking him out of bounds. Pickup of about 4 yards. Bring up 3rd down and about 6 here for Butler. 4 minutes to go in the third quarter. Grayson leads 26-6. One of the weirder defensive plays you'll ever see in that last sequence.
Yeah, that was strange.
In the pistol. Nice job by the defensive line for Grayson, who showed pressure but got back. They're showing blitz on that line. And now a penalty flag comes in from the far side. They're going to call offside on Grayson. I mean, I saw some movement on Grayson.
It was that far side judge that called it.
Yeah.
So it would have had to been on that far side.
And I saw some movements from Drake, but he just moved his legs, and as a defensive player, you can do that. So that'll be 3rd down and 1. I don't know. I'd need to see a replay on that, too.
Because it wasn't that there was a close call down here on the close side, but that wasn't called because the near side judge would have called that.
And plus, it was about 5 seconds later, too, if he would have.
It looked like Braden Mudd was the one kind of getting jumpy.
3rd and 1. 3:15 to go in the third quarter of play. Under center here on 3rd down and short. Cougars loading up the play, and it's a quarterback sneak right up the middle. The pile continues to move for Garrett Phelps as he gets it up to the 31-yard line, about a 7-yard run. And you could see Kevin Embry on that run. He put both hands out as if to say, yes, it's a quarterback run, but how are you giving him 7 to his defensive line?
He was probably expecting to give the first. Not 7 yards worth of it, though.
First down, Butler County at the 31-yard line. And the Bears, I mean, they're down 20 with about 15 minutes to go. They're going to have to start to hurry up a little bit because they've got no answer for Grayson at all.
They don't, especially even if we aren't scoring, we're taking time off the clock. So, I mean, they got to start hurrying it up.
2 wide receivers on each side, 1 here to the near side. Faking the handoff, looking to pass down the far side for Peralta. It's tapped and incomplete. Caden Hanshaw was beat at first, but closed in to break the pass off as it was intended for Peralta down the far sideline.
Got kind of lucky on that one. If that's a
better ball, it's a touchdown.
Better ball, it's a touchdown. I mean,
because Peralta's quick.
Yeah, that was, if he underthrew him, and that's what saved us. But that's a way to kind of trail the receiver and not panic once you got beat.
2nd and 10, Grayson County on defense against Butler County. Grayson has a 26-6 lead. Final game before district play begins next week for both of these teams who will hit the road. Next week, Butler County will travel to Hart County, and Grayson County will travel to Louisville Moore. Trips to the right side. Screen, far side, looking to Beasley. He breaks a tackle in the backfield, not going to break the second one, and he's going to be brought down on that far side of the field after a pickup of about 2 or 3. Drake comes in, and Drake is hobbling on that far side of the field. Not putting a lot of weight on that left leg.
It looks like it might be a cramp the way he's trying to stretch it.
No knowing what I know about Sawyer, it's going to be tough to take him out of this game. And unless somebody sees it up top, He's probably not going to check himself out. 3rd down and 8 for Butler. 2 minutes to go in the third quarter. Cougars well in control of the game, but Butler County's big play capability. They're still in it. 3rd and long. Beasley to pass. Steps up, or Phelps to pass, rather. Steps up in the pocket and is sacked on the play. Matthew Phillips comes in to make contact. And he's going to be dropped for a loss on the play. Back to the 30-yard line, 3-yard loss. And it's 4th down and
you got to go for it.
10. I think you have to with a minute and a half to go. 4th and 11. They need to get it to the 41. It is placed on the 30. 3-yard loss on the sack from Matthew Phillips.
Still got to be aware of their quarterback's legs. He's proven that he can take off and get chunk yardage out of a broken play.
In the gun. Rolling down here to the near side is Phelps. He's looking maybe to scramble. Throws, and it is incomplete. Well short. Intended on the play for Jet Johnson. And that'll be a turnover on downs, and the Cougs are going to get the ball back at the Butler County 30-yard line with a chance to put a dagger in this.
He had him. Just spiked it, looked like.
And on the run, that's a tough throw to make.
To your left, yes, it really is. Now, if that was to your right, that's a lot easier of a throw, but being a right-handed quarterback going left, most quarterbacks don't like it.
For me, it would have been a bit easier throw, me being a lefty.
Yeah, I honestly, even though I was right-handed, I preferred rolling left.
Interesting.
But I was left-handed. I just didn't throw right. I threw right-handed instead of left.
Interesting. You weren't trying to be Tua out there?
No.
Or Steve Young?
No.
Doug Flutie, I think, was also left-handed.
Doug was, yep.
1st down and 10 from the 30. Here for Grayson for Butler County. 58.3 on the clock in quarter number 3. Grayson 26-6 they lead.
I can say I was definitely not Michael Vick.
I'd hope not. High snap, handoff, Hanshaw up the middle, stutter steps. It is hit from behind hard by a Butler County trail defender down to the 26-yard line. It's a 4-yard pickup on the run for Hanshaw. We don't have his exact, actually they give him to the 25, 5-yard pickup. We don't have his exact yardage, but he's probably, about 150 rushing yards?
He's close to 2, I'd say.
And that's the craziest thing about Hanshaw is he entered this game with 356 yards. He's already over 500 4 games into the year. He's going to be a 1,000-yard rusher, something that this school hasn't had a lot of.
No, I think the last one would have been Caden.
Caden Woodcock back in 2020, that 2020 season. And that will be the final play of quarter number 3. Both teams heading to the sidelines. Grayson County well in control of this one. They lead 26-6. This is Cougar football on K105.
Here's a simple truth about higher education.
If pursuing your purpose, doing what you really care about matters.
If having a rewarding career matters.
If a better financial future for you and your family matters.
Then higher education matters. A brighter future is within your reach. Find out how at kyhigheredmatters.org. Brought to you by this station and the Kentucky Broadcasters Association.
I'm not here to fire you up. If you're not already fired up, you shouldn't be in this room. If this victory isn't worth all you have to give,
Grayson
then
County
leave.
High School, where
But
the
now,
Cougars have a lead in this game, 26-6. As we start the 4th quarter of play, Sam Gormley and Kaylor Decker with you here today. And Kaylor, this has got to feel pretty good if you're Grayson, because you're 12 minutes away from moving to 3-1 in the season and sweeping your 2 biggest rivals.
Yes, and I think something that also people will forget is, as it is undefeated, but they're coming off a bye week, and a bye week can hurt, especially going into a big game. I mean,
especially when you've won 3 straight.
You've seen it. It kills your momentum. You've seen it with NFL playoff teams. They'll rest their starters almost, and then they come out in the divisional round and they look dead. I watch my Tennessee Titans do it. I mean, I don't know what. You don't have to mention that.
I don't know.
Ryan Tannehill won y'all that game.
Yeah, I think Evan McPherson won it.
No, Ryan Tannehill with 3 picks kind of did it.
Oh, 2nd down and 5. We'll see you in early October.
I hope somebody besides the Chiefs wins. I don't even care.
Listen, if it's Cincinnati,
I will cheer for Cincinnati.
I hope I don't even know what I'll do. I'll apologize to the city of Clarkson. because I don't know what might be happening. What's happening right now is Grayson has it to start the second quarter of play with a 26-6 lead. Second down and 5, passing over the middle. Oh, and through the hands of Van Meter, a little tall. Van Meter couldn't pull it in, and it was a little slant play over the middle.
Yeah, that's tough. I mean, that's one of those routes you really can't see. So you're throwing with anticipation, and you don't know exactly where he's going to be. But as Jaron being he's a smaller guy, it's not as easy to just throw it up there and let him go get it.
But I would say that's probably
it's a catchable ball for him.
And that's probably one that he makes.
Yeah, 9 times out of 10.
Yeah. It's third down and 5 for Grayson County. Trips to the right side of the field. No one down here to the near side. In fact, it's going to be 4 wide to the right. Now Brian Jones is going to take a timeout. And we will take it with him. 26-6. Grayson County leads. 11:54 to go. It's Cougar football on K105.
Connection builds community. It grows the minds of future citizens and leaders. Connection teaches. It encourages. It builds confidence. Through relationships, through partnerships, through small daily acts, through high-impact programs at all levels. Connection says together, we can.
The one thing I know about Grayson County Schools, when you get the right people going in the right direction, anything's possible.
We are GC Connected.
When I found out my son was addicted to opiates, I didn't know where to turn. Now I know there's help, and you can call, whether you're a family member, a sibling, or the person with the addiction. And the number is 1-833-8-KY-HELP. Call for the resources. They're going to help you with compassion and care and the knowledge of what's available to get you the help you need.
Grayson County has the 26-6 lead, 11:54 to go here in the ball game. Brian Jones takes that timeout with third down and 5, and none too pleased.
No, that was not a happy timeout. I've been in those huddles, and you just want them to be over.
Trips to the right side of the field. Chafin's in the gun. Hanshaw to his right, standing about a yard behind him. Good snap. Fakes the handoff. Chafin's to throw. Pump fake. Hit as he throws over the middle. In and out of the hands of Jaron Van Meter. It is incomplete. Brian Jones is unhappy with, I think, Colby Chafin's on the play, as it was thrown just a little bit behind Jaron Van Meter. If he leads him, Van Meter could crawl.
That's a 6, yeah.
Fourth down and 5 from the 25 for Grayson County. I mean, you'd be at a 43-yard field goal. You got to go.
Yeah, you can't punt from here. You can't kick from here. There's one option.
11:48 for 49 left here in this fourth quarter of play. Grayson County has a 26-6 lead. Chafin's maybe checks, or Canshaw did actually, went down to the line here. 2 on each side, ball placed in the near hash, fourth down and 5. Chafin steps up in the pocket, lets it fly, complete to Van Meter, turns back towards the middle. He's inside the 20-yard line, first down Cougs.
Yep.
That was a great move by Van Meter, knowing where, because he caught it short of the sticks.
Knew where he had to get.
And that is a senior player making a smart play. He gets it officially down to the 19-yard line, 6-yard pickup rather on the play. First down and 10. 2 wide receivers down here to the near side. Handoff, Hanshaw up the middle. He's down inside the 15-yard line before being drugged down by a host of Butler County defenders. Gets it down to about the 13. It's a 6-yard pickup. .11 minutes to go and counting here in this fourth quarter of play. Ball placed to the 13-yard line, 2nd and 4. And this time, just keep on chugging if you're Grayson County.
Yep. With a touchdown here, I mean, it's probably already over, but you don't want to leave any doubt.
On the give, Hanshaw up the middle, stutter steps, gets down to about the 10. Looks like he might be a half a yard short of that first down marker. 3 yards on the run for Caden Hanshaw. Hanshaw's having himself a great game as well.
He is.
I don't know that we've ever had a repeat offensive player of the game. I know you mentioned the offensive line. It's going to be tough to not pick Caden Hanshaw, though, again. And here's the biggest thing, too, is you haven't seen Ethan Mudd in the game much at all. It's not been because anything Ethan Mudd's done. It's just been Hanshaw's run the ball so well.
The hot hand.
And also, That's good. Keep those legs fresh.
Yes, for when you need them, because you never know.
Late in the season, you never know when you might need it.
Backs like that when it's cold.
Love to rely on
Yeah.
them. It's AFC North football.
Yeah.
Chaffins goes under center, 3rd down and short. Quarterback sneak, dives across the right side. His second effort coming back to the near side. Looks like he got it. Well, far side judge says he did not. Near side is going to be close.
Had the better spot.
That second effort, well, they're going to have to check it. If anything, it'd be 4th and inches, and it will be 4th and inches. He needed 1. He got 0.6 of a yard.
Yep, that's tough.
And that wasn't the greatest quarterback sneak for Colby.
You got to stay low. And he kind of got a little uptight, got high, and then.
Let's see, it is 4th down and inches. Chaffins in the gun. Gives it to Hanshaw, near side, inside the 5. He's inside the end zone. That is Caden Hanshaw's 3rd rushing touchdown of the game. This time from 8 yards out, and the Cougs have put a dagger in Butler County. They're going to move to 3-1 on the year. Hanshaw has been incredible tonight. Touchdown runs of 9, 8, and 2. Fireworks blasting in the air. And it will be Lane Beasley on to attempt the extra point. With 9:26 to go. Good snap, good hold, kicks long enough, and he put it through. Grayson County leads 33-6, 9:26 to go. This is Cougar football on K105.
Are you ready to help your family get prepared for the unexpected? Here we go! Ladybug and Cat Noir know how important it is to be ready, because you never know when Hawkmoth is going to strike or a disaster will hit. And you don't need miraculous powers. Just put those planning skills you already have to good use. Make a plan that will help you and your family be ready when emergencies happen. Ready Kids can help. Get started at ready.gov/kids.
Does the nagging pain of a sore knee, shoulder, or hip keep you from doing the things you love? Lose the pain and get back in the game with the help of Owensboro Health Orthopedics and Sports Medicine. Located at Twin Lakes Medical Center, Dr. Isaac Miller and Dr. Ted Rogers are your local experts for hip, knee, and shoulder problems, from minor sprains to advanced procedures. Learn more and schedule online at owensborohealth.org/ortho.
Cougar football on K105.
Welcome back here to Grayson County High School. Freshman running back Caden Hanshaw has his 3rd rushing touchdown of the game. And the Cougs are well in control of this, 33-6 with 9:26 to go. And Kayla, what about another onside kick?
I like it. Might as well. I don't like Butler County, so go for it.
Yeah, there's no amount that they could win by that you'd be.
No, I would not be pleased.
And they'll kick this one deep. And it's over the head of Beasley. He's going to pick it up at about the 7-yard line. He had to, or it would have just died over there. He turns up the far side of the field, runs away from one man, bounces it outside the numbers, crosses the 20 to get up to about the 22. That's where Butler County's going to get the ball. They've barely run any plays in this game.
And, I mean, it's kind of hard to win when you've barely had the ball. Because that means either you're scoring on one play a lot of the times or you're not doing anything.
Officially, the ball looks like it'll be placed about the 22 for Butler County. I mean, counting it up, they've run, this will be about the 20th play of the game for them.
It's 5 plays a quarter.
And I think that's more than Brian Jones could. I mean, meaning more as in all he can ask for kind of thing. Kept up the middle on the run by Phelps, and Grayson County was not fooled at all on, it's not really a triple option, but it kind of was.
It's very inverted. So, I mean, instead of there being a triple option, the quarterback's the dive guy instead of the.
And he's in the gun.
Yeah.
Starting off with. And it's a loss of 1 yard on the keeper by Garrett Phelps, the starting quarterback.
So, I mean, it is an option. It's just not traditional.
And the defense was not fooled.
No. I mean, they played their responsibilities perfect on that.
Kellen Meredith comes down here to the near side. A wide receiver to the left side in the shotgun formation. Goes Phelps. Steps up, throws over the middle, and is intercepted by Grayson County. Diving down to grab it and pulling it in and walking off the field is Grayson Chaffins, I believe, is the player who did come down with it. It is Grayson Chaffins coming down with his first interception of the season. That's another $50 donated by Sheriff Norman Chaffins.
I think it should be $100.
I agree. I just keep on doing that. He's now up to $150 donated. Maybe we'll ask Brian Jones. Maybe he can make that decision. Or we'll ask Lauren.
I think you have a better chance there.
Because I think Lauren would be 100% on our side. Like we talked about this morning, clearly all of the talent came from her side.
It did.
8:29 to go. Grayson County will have it at the 35-yard line of Butler County. A chance to make this a running clock. On the give, Hanshaw, penalty flag comes in. And he's going to be dropped for a loss, but I think this might be a hold on Grayson. If there is a downside, there have been quite a few holds called on this offensive line today.
And that's expected with a blitz-heavy team that's getting a running start. You're trying to get your hands inside, they miss, and you end up having to grip the backside of the jersey. That's expected, but you have to limit that.
Holding called against the Cougars. He'll drive the ball back to the 45-yard line, first down and 20.
As an offense, we're not built to play from behind the chains. So, I mean, you have to limit those penalties as much as you can.
And those penalties, I mean, you think the Marshall County game, that was a big difference in the game?
Yes. I mean, and last week, I don't know, we had the one PI that shouldn't have been a call.
And that was it?
Yeah.
And look what happened.
Exactly.
And today, you've had some penalties, and you're winning 33-6 with about 8 minutes to go.
I mean, I don't think the penalties have killed our drives yet today. I think we've kind of scored on almost all of them. But that's the thing in the future against better teams. That'll happen.
Butler rushing 7. Hanshaw gets around all 7 of them. Bounce it to the near side of the field to the 35. Blocker in front of him inside the 20. Down to the 15. Inside the 10. And he's shoved out of bounds. Down to about the 8-yard line on the run by Caden Hanshaw. 37 yards. And they did miss a face mask on the play.
That was pretty obvious.
Caden Hanshaw is over. He's got to be over 200 yards.
He's
in this
close.
game.
I mean, there's no way he's not. I'm going to be eager to see what the stats are tomorrow morning.
We're going to have to make sure that we grab assistant coach Parker Kane as he comes down. He usually keeps an unofficial tally. We've got to figure out what that number is because I can't keep it. I can't count that high. And that's both a slight at me and a pro to Caden.
Yeah, I mean, I say you reward him here.
7:20 to play. Hanshaw bounce it to the near side of the field, inside the 5. He's inside the end zone. 4 of them for Caden Hanshaw, the freshman. This one again from 9 yards out. Caden Hanshaw, have yourself a ball game.
Yes, I mean I love him. I love when people have good games against Butler County.
7:15 left. Grayson County has blown this one absolutely wide open. Fireworks bursting in the air. Lane Beasley on to attempt the extra point. Let's see it. Good snap, good hold. A line drive spinning kick is good. 40-6. Grayson County leads with 7:15 to go. And you wanted a fast start. You wanted to see some points. You're seeing all of it.
I just wanted to see Butler County lose, and that's what I'm seeing.
It's something, I get some feeling that you're not the biggest Butler County fan.
Never have been, even before I played. No, it was built in from my family with Dad coaching. I mean, it was just built in.
40-6, Grayson County leads.
It was I think it's a genetic DNA thing.
It's like, I've been born and raised, in the Northern Kentucky area, to dislike that city near West Virginia football team. Can't like them.
Kenny Pickett and them?
Small hands, right?
Yeah. That's why I just wear the gloves.
Yeah, exactly. Kate Hanshaw, 4 rushing touchdowns. And the Butler County faithful on that far side of the field are finding their way to the nearest exit. And a kick away will be Lane Beasley. 2 plays from Hanshaw. That was 45 yards rushing right there for Caden Hanshaw.
Yeah, I mean, he's definitely
catching it on the low bounce to the 27-yard line was Peralta. He curls up the field.
Nice
Big
hit.
tackle.
It's
Right
Ethan
up the
Mudd.
middle. Was it Ethan Mudd
Yep.
that came in there to make it? It was. Thunder.
Even on special teams.
It can't be.
I mean, that's how Terrell Davis got his start.
7:08 to go. There's still a whole lot of football left, and you're not in a running clock.
No, I want to see more points. I want to see 50. Let's go for 60.
Grayson County's, I got to look here and pull out the stat sheet here to see what their most points ever scored against Butler County was.
I want to break it.
Looking through, they scored 36 in the game in 2020, 54 back in 2014. So I got to imagine that is the most points ever scored in a game, and I'm not quite sure you're getting to 54
That's
tonight.
2 touchdowns. I think we can do it.
I haven't stopped it yet.
And, I mean, if we get some big runs, some chunk plays, I like our odds.
Run here, Peralta near side of the field as he curls around. He's smashed by Mason Carroll and Kenton Cornwell. And also, Braden Mudd came in there. It's good to see Mason Carroll back in after he left last week with what looked to be a really bad injury. And he's picked up right where he left off. 5-yard pickup on the run there for Jay Peralta. 6:52 to go in the game. 2nd down and about 5 coming up here for Butler County. Linda Sanders writes in, Kaler, she agrees with you.
Yeah.
She's on the team Grayson County versus Butler County is a bigger rival. In the pistol formation for Butler County will be the starting quarterback, Gage Beasley. Beasley dumps it out to the far side. Big hit across that far side of the field. Caden Hanshaw just laid the punishing hit. Clean hit. The Butler County player did not pull it in, and he's down after the play. That is Gage Beasley. He pops up. I mean, my goodness.
I love it.
That
I saw it.
clean?
Yeah, I saw it. As soon as that kid threw it, I saw it, and I was like, this is going to be amazing. I cannot ask for better football.
3rd down and 8.
Are they saying he did catch it because the clock's running?
I guess he did, because it's a loss on the play anyways. Back to the 35-yard line. It's a loss of 4. I guess I thought I saw the ball pop out at the end.
I don't know if you were here, but when Q had that hit.
I do remember the one that you're talking about. There's another big hit across the far side of the field and swallowed up and brought backwards. As I'm not sure who was I think it was Braden Mudd just knocked down the lead blocker. And on the run on the sweep play was Gage Beasley. He's dropped for a loss of 3 yards.
Kenton Cornwell came to clean it up.
Yeah, because it was Braden Mudd that the lead blocker, I think, was the wide receiver to Jarnett. And Braden Mudd pushed him backwards like he was blocking me.
Yeah.
And I would not be very hard to block. 5 minutes to go. 4th down, and Butler County's going to punt.
Please return it.
Jaron Van Meter stands back.
Or a block.
Phelps gets it away. It's a good punt. Van Meter catches it at the 40-yard line. He's up the near side of the field, gets up to about the 50 on the run. Be interesting. Do we see potentially backup quarterback Jake Bratcher in?
You might. I think he'll try to make it a running clock first.
Ethan Mudd is into the game.
Because I can guarantee you just
Colby
as much.
Chaffins appears to be remaining in the game.
Yeah, there's no love lost here. I can guarantee you that.
Ball's placed the 50-yard line. It is 40-6. Grayson County is stomping Butler County here tonight. Ryan Jones is looking at somebody. As looks like Shane Hall is checking in on this. Shane Hall, you mentioned, we touched on this. He is somebody that hadn't played a lot of football at all, and he showed some really good things.
Yeah. I mean, part of it's his dad was, but he played in junior pro and all that. And he was a runner for most of it until this sophomore year, and he gave up that for football. And what I've seen during practice is he's picking it up very well.
looks like pretty much 4 wide receivers down here on the near side of the field. Ball placed on the 50-yard line. It's a pitch to Ethan Mudd, who's in the game at running back. Turns back upfield at the 45, breaks a tackle, breaks a second one, and gets down to about the 41. Thunder is in, and Thunder answers. 9-yard pickup. 4.5 and counting to play. I mean, Grayson County rushing, as far as total rushing yards, they might be closing 400.
Yeah, I would not be surprised.
And Colby Chaffins hasn't had many passing yards, but
don't need to. Why put it in the air when you don't have to?
Grayson County turns their attention next week towards Moore. And here's the thing, Butler County, they're struggling running against the rushing defense. Well, who you got next week? Hart County.
Yeah, the team that will barely put it in the air maybe once.
And they're big, and they're good.
Yeah,
that's a good Hart County team. I formation, fullback dive up the middle, and nothing working there. Was it Cornwell on the run there?
Oh, that looked like Cornwell.
It was Cornwell.
Yeah.
And he's dropped for no gain. Well, maybe a loss of 1. Well, loss of a half a yard, we'll say. It was second in inches, and now it's 3rd and 1. 3.5 to go.
A thing that has impressed me is how much we've ran on the edge, is how well our perimeter guys have blocked. And because there was a couple plays last week where we didn't block well on the perimeter, and we ended up having huge plays stopped because of it.
Chaffins under center, offset I formation, Cornwell the fullback, Mudd is the deep back, Butler loading up the box, 3rd and 1. Carroll shifts in motion, pitch down here to the near side to Mudd, turns back upfield, dives forward, got the first down and a couple of more. So he carries it down, and we have, I thought it was a timeout called, but I think they're stopping the clock for the first down. Mason Carroll hops up. The official helps him up, as does, that is Garrett Phelps that helped up Mason Carroll down to the 38-yard line. Under 3 minutes and counting to play here in this football game. Grayson County going to move to 3-1 on the season again. Moore, big game next week against an undefeated Moore team. And Grayson County is kind of this unknown factor to that district.
Yes.
And if you can come out there and make an early statement against Moore.
Yes, you can kind of be that physical thumper team in that district.
I formation, Chaffins on the give, gives it to Mudd, right side. Mudd's being chased by a couple of men, just pulls him with him. Gets down to about the 34-yard line. Ethan Mudd just pretty much gave a Butler County player a piggyback ride across that right side of the line. And the guy he gave is a number 51, it might have been actually 61, Heath Cheney, who's 6'2", 260.
That's a pretty good tire pull right there.
Yeah, to do what I would almost classify as like a piggyback ride of sorts. 40-6, 2 minutes to go. Grayson County obviously in no real rush. You're not on the sidelines coaching, so you're not. Brian Jones is not.
I would push it.
You'd be going no huddle.
Yeah, that's probably why I'm not a head coach yet.
Offset I for Grayson County. Pitch caught by Mudd. Penalty flag comes in as Mudd gets to the 30-yard line. Might be another hold on this Grayson County offensive line.
I'd say so.
And pretty much a line change for Butler County comes in.
They got a lot smaller, I can say that.
It is called against Grayson County. That does stop the clock with 1:38 to go. Ball will be pushed back to the 44-yard line. So it does turn out to pretty much be a 10-yard penalty from the original line of scrimmage. 2nd down and long. Grayson County will just have to snap it a couple of more times. They're going to come away with a big win against the Bears of Butler County tonight.
Should be able to victory formation the rest of it. I wouldn't, but, most people play it smart here.
And that appears to what Grayson County will do. They're going to go into the victory formation and pick up the win today against Butler County by a final score of 40-6. Statement made here today, as they will only need to snap it. There goes the knee down with a minute to go. They'll just need to snap it one more time. And, Kaylor, this is a heck of a performance tonight for this Grayson County team.
The thing that I have seen from this season so far is we have gotten better every week. Even in that Marshall County loss, we looked better than we did against Emerson.
Without question. I think that Marshall County game might end up being the best thing that could have happened to this team.
I think it is.
Because I think it showed them.
This is our weakness, and we fixed it.
And the final kneel down will go down. We got about 30 seconds left. Caden Hanshaw today rushes for 4 touchdowns, and Grayson County dominates Butler County by a final score of 40-6. Statement made, Kaylor.
Yes, I love it.
Cougars win. Again, your final score tonight, 40-6. We'll come back, jump into the 5th quarter show after this. This is Cougar football on K105.
Connection builds community. It grows the minds of future citizens and leaders. Connection teaches. It encourages. It builds confidence. Through relationships, through partnerships, through small daily acts, through high-impact programs at all levels. Connection says together, we can.
The one thing I know about Grayson County Schools, when you get the right people going in the right direction, anything's possible.
We are GC Connected.
Are you looking for the best building materials in Leitchfield? Look no further than Future Designs Building Materials. The builder's choice on Quarry Road has everything you need to build your dream home. Jim writes, "I'm so glad I came to Future Designs for my new roof. The staff was so helpful and knowledgeable, and they made sure I got the right materials for my needs. Thanks, Jim." Future Designs is more than just a building materials store. Future Designs Building Materials on Quarry Road in Litchfield. FDBM.net.
Building on experience.
Are you ready to help your family get prepared for the unexpected? Here we go! Ladybug and Cat Noir know how important it is to be ready, because you never know when Hawkmoth is going to strike or a disaster will hit. And you don't need miraculous powers. Just put those planning skills you already have to good use. Make a plan that will help you and your family be ready when emergencies happen. Ready Kids can help. Get started at ready.gov/kids.
For the more than 1 million people living with Parkinson's disease, the Parkinson's Foundation celebrates movement at Moving Day. A movement toward life-saving resources. Movement toward advancing research and care. Movement toward a better life. We care. We fight. We move to beat Parkinson's. Move with us at movingdaywalk.org.
No matter what you're up against, we have your back.
We are United Way.
We are neighbors helping neighbors.
In communities around the world, when disaster strikes, we get you back on your feet.
We help children build brighter futures.
We've been here for over 135 years.
But now, our work is more important than ever.
Join us.
Join your neighbors.
Join United Way.
When I found out my son was addicted to opiates, I didn't know where to turn. Now I know there's help, and you can call, whether you're a family member, a sibling, or the person with the addiction. And the number is 1-833-8-KY-HELP. Call for the resources. They're going to help you with compassion and care and the knowledge of what's available to get you the help you need.
The doctor said I had a 29% chance to find a blood stem cell donor. But I knew you were out there. And when we matched, it was the best day ever. Dear donor, your blood stem cells saved me from leukemia. Thank you forever and ever and ever.
Experience the true joy of saving a life at BeTheMatch.org.
Welcome back here to Grayson County High School, where the Cougars stomp Butler County by a final score of 40-6. Sam Gormley and Kaylor Decker join you back here in the booth today. And Kaylor, this was a statement victory for this Grayson County team.
That's more scared, or you should be.
Yeah, and I mean, Moore's 3-0. They're feeling good about themselves, but you better believe their coaches very well could be at this game.
Yeah, they could be. They're going to probably more than likely maybe have the film They'll know what the score is going to be.
Or they could be watching with us on K105
They could
Digital
be.
Productions tonight. And if we do, we say hello, Coach McKay. In fact, I know Moore's quarterback coach and I went to high school together. Maybe you're watching Mr. Billy Prickett. And if you are, hello. But this Grayson County, Caden Hanshaw tonight, 4 rushing touchdowns for the freshman. Parker Kane, assistant coach, had it unofficially with 219 yards. That's unofficially. Kayla and I thought it might have been a little bit more, but it just felt that way.
Yeah.
And I'm sure if you ask Butler County, they said he rushed for 1,000.
That's what it felt like. That's what it feels like when you're on the opposite side of that. It's just demoralizing.
Grayson County 40-6 is the win. Again, Moore is the opponent next week. I see Brian Jones. He is having to kind of, when they win, everybody kind of lingers around. So he's kind of having to go through the maze to get up here in this brand new press box. Whereas if it's a loss, it's usually
pretty
a little
empty.
easier for him to come out. And then also we're trying to look through the light windows. It makes it harder. But I think that's him walking up the bleachers right now. So we'll take a break, talk to the head coach of the Cougars, Brian Jones, after this. Again, your final score, Grayson County 40, Butler County 6. It's Cougar football on K105.
Governor has declared a state of emergency, and evacuation is now underway as the storm approaches. The National Weather Service has issued a warning as it monitors the storm. Those in the following counties, therefore, should seek.
Convoy of Hope is ready to help you prepare for the next storm. Visit convoy.org/prepare.
The doctor said I had a 29% chance to find a blood stem cell donor. But I knew you were out there. And when we matched, it was the best day ever. Dear donor, your blood stem cells saved me from leukemia. Thank you forever and ever and ever.
Experience the true joy of saving a life at BeTheMatch.org.
Look around your home, and there's probably something that was made right here in Leitchfield. Leggett & Platt is a worldwide corporation making a wide range of products, including sofa sleeper and reclining hardware assemblies here at home. A portion of your Ashley, Lazy Boy, or England furniture might have been made by one of your neighbors. Join the Leggett & Platt team today. We're a one-shift operation with competitive wages. Our motto is, we work hard so you can rest easy. Leggett & Platt is an equal opportunity, affirmative action, veteran and disability employer.
Cougar football on K105.
Welcome back here to Grayson County High School, where the Grayson County Cougars have picked up a big win tonight against Butler County by a final score of 40-6. Sam and Kayla are now joined by the head coach of the Cougars, head coach Brian Jones. And Coach, if I can count, and it is almost 10 o'clock on a Friday night, I don't guarantee it. I think I had Butler County running 23 plays tonight.
Really?
And it might have been 25, but it's not much more than that. And, I mean, as an offense, I know you describe it as Cougar ball. Is there anything more Cougar ball than allowing the other team to less than 25 points?
Well, a couple of onside kicks helps that. But, defense forcing them into short possessions also, and us having extended possessions that, are probably several plays long. And I feel like we had a lot of possessions that kind of just march down the field, ate up clock, do the things that we like to do. I guess that leads to them not being able to run very many plays. But execution on the onsides was outstanding. I think, what did we get, 3 of them? So really, really good job. All the way around, defensively, like I said, other than the drive that they scored on, really kind of minimized their number of plays each possession to very few, and then offensively, I felt like, we really controlled the line of scrimmage, 4 or 5 yards here or there, and then bust one for 10, 15. So all the way around, it was a really, really nice effort by the guys tonight. They played their butts off, very physical. We've been preaching all week about being the hammer, and I felt like tonight they were the hammer again.
Caden Hanshaw, your freshman running back, 4 touchdowns in a game. That just doesn't happen for a senior. He just keeps on doing what he does.
Yeah, he's outstanding. And then the hit he has there late in the game on the bubble screen.
I thought Kaler was going to run through the wall up here.
He's just he's different. He just is. He really is. He's just different kind of football player, similar to a Jaron. I think we had him for 30 carries and 200 and some odd yards as well. So. Great performance by the offensive line to have those kind of rushing yards, and just a really man up performance by him to carry the ball 30 times. That's a lot. He
carried more than they ran plays.
Yeah, that's a lot to put on anybody, let alone a 15-year-old kid. He handled it unbelievably. But we felt like we had a good game plan that really involved running him off tackle and stuff, and then they tried to make some adjustments, and we went to the ISO game, and he did a great job there. But the offensive line really, really had some big holes and played well. I feel like it's 2 weeks in a row we kind of controlled the line of scrimmage, and Coach Decker was talking about this really kind of 4 weeks in a row we've had a game plan that's forced the opposing defense into doing something that's not traditionally them. They started off in that 3-4 look, and we were hurting them with some things, and then they tried to bump into a 4-man front and some different things, and we were able to make some adjustments at halftime that continued to hurt them. So really, the top to bottom, coaches with the adjustments, the game plan from the start, and the kids being able to execute early and then handle the adjustments at halftime and continue to have success. Couldn't be happier with the performance tonight.
The offensive line, you touched on that. That was kind of one of the points, is that, really, you've not had, I don't think, the same 5 starting offensive line at all this year.
Yeah.
I think you've had a different line every single game. You've had a different center start a couple of times. You've had guys move around. What's that say about those kids that doesn't matter and they're still going out there? Butler County's not a bad football team.
No.
And they're dominating.
Yeah. I think it's work ethic. I think our kids work hard. I sometimes I've got to look back and, pull myself back because I feel like I'm always trying to squeeze a little bit more out of them. And, I'll be honest, they keep giving more. I feel like week in, week out, we've gotten better, and that's the whole goal of the season is every week get a little bit better. And I feel like we're doing that, but we're fixing to get into the meat and potatoes of the season, the stuff that matters. And, if we can keep inching forward, I really, like our chances going forward and once we get into district play.
Taylor, got a question?
So next week starts district play. Moore's coming off their bye week. As a coach that the bye week can hurt.
Yes.
Especially a 3-0 team. What is your plan to kind of capitalize them off maybe coming off a field rust, maybe being out of it a little bit, and what can you kind of do to take advantage of that?
Well, I haven't watched a lot of them yet. I try not to look too far forward, but I know they're going to be super athletic. I've seen enough to know that they've got some really good athletes. As far as them coming off the bye week, I think the last couple of weeks, I don't think we've had to show a whole lot. I would say probably initially it's going to probably be to come out with some stuff that maybe they haven't seen that we can do, in hopes that they struggle to line up and get them in some poor situations as far as numbers, and try to capitalize on them having to make some in-game adjustments. And, because they're probably basing, if they did practice this week, they're probably basing it off last week's game, and it's not hard to get film anymore. And, we've shown several different things, whether it's being the eye or split backs, some spread, some H-back stuff. We've shown a lot through the week. So even if they have it, it's going to be difficult to kind of pinpoint what are they going to do this week kind of deal. And, I think that's an advantage we have with our personnel is we can do some similar things but do it out of different sets and force you to line up right. We've done a lot of unbalance the last 2 weeks because of these odd fronts and trying to force them out of that stuff. And so, we'll watch. I'm pretty sure they're an even front, and typically we've liked that. But we're going to have to probably get their aggression and their speed to work against them, and in hopes that, again, maybe show some things that we haven't shown yet and that they can't prepare for.
Kayla and I talked about this in the closing minutes of the game. Is your team, I think it might be an advantage, is that, Bullitt Central, North Bullitt, Seneca, and more all kind of know one another.
Yeah.
They've played one another. You haven't played any of those teams in a decade, I don't think. And Grayson County football has changed a lot. Those teams have changed a lot. How can that be a good thing, and how important is it to make a statement 1 week from tonight in that first game to show these teams and introduce them to what Grayson County football is?
Well, it can be a little bit of a double-edged sword. I think that not seeing them, not knowing much about them, and showing up and getting off the bus, because you're going to show up and get off the bus and see, athletes top to bottom with some of these teams. Now, North Bullitt and Bullitt Central, I think, is tries to be a little bit more power and option game and things like that. But, so we've got to come off the bus and be willing to impose our will and power football and running downhill and controlling the line of scrimmage and doing those things like we do every week. And so sometimes that unknown, that uncertainty can be a little nerve-wracking, and hopefully, we go into this week with some confidence in what we do and what we, who we are and our identity, because I think we're starting to establish one, as kind of a power run team that can get the edge on you a little bit with Hanshaw and Mudd, and they've got some speed to go with our power. So, it's kind of both ways. Hopefully we respond in that way, that we don't know much about them and we're just going to show up and be concerned more about what we do and what we need to do, and less concerned about, them and what they may be capable of.
Coach, congrats on the big win. We'll see you next week.
Thank you.
That's head coach Brian Jones. Cougars win tonight by a final score of 40-6. This is Cougar football on K105.
No matter what you're up against, we have your back.
We are United Way.
We are neighbors helping neighbors.
In communities around the world, when disaster strikes, we get you back on your feet.
We help children build brighter futures.
We've been here for over 135 years.
But now, our work is more important than ever.
Join us.
Join your neighbors.
Join United Way.
Are you looking for the best building materials in Leitchfield? Look no further than Future Designs Building Materials. The builder's choice on Quarry Road has everything you need to build your dream home. Jim writes, "I'm so glad I came to Future Designs for my new roof. The staff was so helpful and knowledgeable, and they made sure I got the right materials for my needs. Thanks, Jim." Future Designs is more than just a building materials store. Future Designs Building Materials on Quarry Road in Leitchfield. FDBM.net.
Building on experience.
Here's a simple truth about higher education.
If pursuing your purpose, doing what you really care about matters.
If having a rewarding career matters.
If a better financial future for you and your family matters.
Then higher education matters. A brighter future is within your reach. Find out how at kyhigheredmatters.org. Brought to you by this station and the Kentucky Broadcasters Association.
Connection builds community. It grows the minds of future citizens and leaders. Connection teaches. It encourages. It builds confidence. Through relationships, through partnerships, through small daily acts, through high-impact programs at all levels. Connection says together, we can.
The one thing I know about Grayson County Schools, when you get the right people going in the right direction, anything's possible.
We are GC Connected.
105.
Cougar football on K105.
Welcome back here to Cougar Stadium. Grayson County a winner tonight against Butler County by a final score of 40-6. Sam Gormley and Kaylor Decker back here with you. Kaylor, we have to give out our Sheriff Norman Chafin's Offensive Player of the Game, and we were talking about this in the break and saying, Caden Hanshaw, he did it, but he gave it to him last week. So to switch it up, who's your Offensive Player of the Game?
Well, in order for Caden to run like he did, you got to have the lineman up front to do it. And Coach Jones informed us that Weston Green had to deal with a heads-up nose all night as the center, and that's not easy to deal with, especially with a blitzing front. So I think it's going to go to Weston Green for how well he played tonight.
And I think another thing with Weston Green is, 3 weeks ago he was, a guard tackle.
Yeah.
And now he's playing center. So I agree. Weston Green is our Offensive Player of the Game here today. A couple of scores that I did see come through. Edmonson County does pick up a win tonight against Caverna. 43-28 is the final score of that game. The Owensboro Catholic game was coming down to the wire. Owensboro had a 28-27 lead, and that's the final update that I had from about 15 minutes ago. Let me refresh and see if one will come in with about 2.5 to go. Let's see if the technology will work. Nope, no update from that. So Owensboro is up 1. So I guess it'll probably come through about 15 seconds after we close out. Yep, that'll be exactly what it is. Caden Hanshaw tonight, 4 rushing touchdowns, helped lead the way from Grayson County. As well, Jaron Van Meter had a touchdown catch from Colby Chafins. And the other one was a run by Colby Chafins from 1 yard out on the little quarterback sneak as well. Your turnovers, Grayson Chafins had the interception, and an underrated player of the game as well, too, is Lane Beasley.
Yeah.
3 onside kicks.
That's.
And honestly, he could have been a candidate for Offensive Player of the Game because that's, in a way, an offensive move.
That's how you get the ball back.
And, Butler County tonight, I don't have the exact number, but somewhere in between 22 and 25 plays. If I'd have told Brian Jones that, he'd have probably said, what, in the first half?
Yeah.
And he'd have probably been, okay, that's pretty good.
That's normal.
In the game, unheard of.
Yeah.
Unheard of. Appreciate it as always.
Mm-hmm.
We will be back next week. As a reminder, next week's game is earlier. 6:30 Central Time kick. If you're making the drive to Moore, they're on the south side of Louisville. That'll be a 7:30 Eastern kickoff there in Louisville. Our coverage will begin 30 minutes prior at about 7 Eastern. 6 Central, we'll have the coverage of that game from you. Wherever you're listening or watching, we'll be back here right with the call of that game. So that'll wrap up our coverage here tonight. I want to thank the K105 Digital Productions crew for their hard work. Your camera operators were Abby Hallett and Eli Smith, and your director was Trey Cook. So tonight, where Grayson County picks up a huge win against Butler County by a final score of 40-6. For Kaylor Decker, this is Sam Gormley saying, so long, everyone.